Boy,
Okay, I believe we are all the way live. Hello and welcome to my graveyard. I'm your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names and kicking candy ass live in the color here with you on Grande's Graveyard. And tonight we welcome a very special guest, a man that kicks ass and takes names even more so than me, a man who is reviewing the entire Halloween franchise on his channel right now. You can go check it out. He is one. He is the only. He is Need Gore. What's going on, good brother?
hey, what's up, yo? I'm
We're
doing
in the
well. I'm
house.
doing well.
Yeah. It was a crazy ass day for me, man. Swamped in work and whatnot, but I was so looking forward to this because I've wanted to have you on for a while. I actually just found your channel a few months back, and man, you put out some amazing fucking content, and you got crazy subscribers. So I am pleased to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, thank you very much. I've been trying. Let me get comfortable.
Yeah, get cozy.
Yeah,
Everybody get cozy.
yeah, just yeah. I don't know. Been doing it a little while now. Just it'll be 2 years in November, and didn't expect to continue doing it. Thought about quitting a couple times, but we kept doing it. Just kept doing it and kept doing it, and it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. It's not nearly as bad as other areas of the internet. Uh, wouldn't trade it for anything. So yeah, man. I mean, I discovered you obviously through the horror boy Nate.
Good
I don't know
brother.
how I came across Nate. I don't know how I came across him. I can't remember, but I found him, and he's a good old dude. Then I started going through his old stuff because me and him do that. He'll out of nowhere start commenting on a video that was posted a year ago, and so I'll go back and look at his old stuff, and you're on his radar. You're on there quite a few times, so I was like, well, I need to check out one of these things, and I saw how you've been doing it with having people on. So I've been trying to get on certain people's channels for a little while now. You're the first one to take me up on the offer, so we'll just talk about some horror movies and geek out for a few hours. So that's I can do that all fucking day.
Dude, same here. And the gates to the graveyard is always fucking open, man, to anybody and
Awesome.
everybody who wants to come on. I love having people on talking about horror movies that we both love in common. Some horror movies we hate. We can just kind of cover the entire gambit.
Yeah.
But usually I do have a kickoff question. I prepared some on the old phone
Uh-huh.
of fuck here.
I figured you were prepared. So
I'm prepped. I'm prepped,
yeah,
baby. I was busy, but I'm prepped. I wanted to ask
Doomsday
you because
Prepper.
this is always every guest has to answer this question. How did you come across? How did you fall in love with horror movies, man? Tell me your tale. What were some of the biggest influences in films that you first got into and made you the horror fan that you are today?
It's a good question. Uh, I grew up raised by my mother, single mother. So, she provided what she could, and what she knew was good music and good movies. So I grew up just a fan of cinema in general, but I also you know, horror was like the thing that we could throw on at all times, because uh, when you grow up watching horror movies, especially just like if you're lucky and you get to see movies like Friday the 13th and Reanimator, especially Reanimator, uh, because it like balances out the spectrum of it. You start to understand there are movies out there that can be taken really, really seriously and scare you. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Um, and then there's movies that are just meant to be a fun time and not taken as seriously. It helps you appreciate that. So I grew up watching all the classics, just about. Nothing too obscure because we were limited to it. I grew up very, very poor, so it was whatever the Hollywood Video had sometimes, and along with a big box of VHS tapes. So Yeah, and just about all the Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Exorcist, It, Carrie, um, along with a bunch of other like classics and stuff. And then I got into acting and theater, and so I was all about my just core cinema, watching really good artistic movies. So I kind of put horror movies aside for like years and years, like all through high school. I understood like when there was a good horror movie coming out, but I didn't really go out and try to find the obscure stuff or anything that was made in the 80s. So I missed out on a bunch of Blu-ray sales, as I'm realizing now, because you know what I mean. I wasn't really paying attention when all that shit was coming out before it got a whole bunch of attention. Uh, I was missing out. I was too worried about is DiCaprio going to win the Oscar, and he did. So, and then yeah, in 2017, I had like my resurgence. I discovered how much I liked collecting movies, and I collected just all kinds of stuff. And I realized, like, damn, I didn't realize they had this movie released on Blu-ray or released on DVD. And so I just started buying. And then I went into a store one day called Entertain Mart, and I was fucking hooked because they had everything that I could ever fucking want. And I bought pieces just based on the title alone. And I was hooked ever since. I bought all Grindhouse movies, all the bad stuff, and yeah, now here we are.
That's
That's how I got it.
that's
You
so
know,
cool, man. I
got
love
into it, got out, and then went back in heavy.
That's crazy. Isn't that cool? Like I can kind of relate. I watched them a lot younger and I did have an era where I was like not watching films as much. And then once I got back into it, it was just hardcore back into it. And
Yeah,
also a ton of people in the comments, by the way, Mr. AJ Zetro says pieces. Yeah, gotta love some pieces. You don't gotta go to Texas for a chainsaw match.
yeah.
We didn't plan that.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it really was. But dude, I didn't know any of the stuff with acting with you. Is acting something you still do? And is there any particular actors, and it doesn't have to be just horror movies, but are there any actors, actresses, or whatever that you really admire, look up to, and kind of aspire to?
Well, I'd love to get back into acting. I was primarily theater. I'd love to get into film. I'm also very interested in directing and the editing side and effects. All that very much interests me. It's something that I I don't know. I just wasn't really interested in. If I couldn't go out and do the kind of projects, excuse me, and be part of the projects that I wanted to be in, then I just didn't see the point in telling other people's stories, especially in my city. Just the way, especially the theater scene, it wasn't anything I was really interested in anymore. You know, I just really wanted to create stuff. So, I would love to come back to acting at some point. And if there's any actors that inspire me or that I really am interested in. I love DiCaprio's work. I really do. I think
He's
the
the
dude
man.
is fantastic at everything he ever does. Um, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank now, but shit, hold on. I know there's some. There's definitely some. I've really been liking Nicolas Cage.
From DiCaprio to Nick Cage, that's a
Yeah,
jump.
man. Nick Cage, man, he don't give a fuck, man,
A
and
cage match.
he never has. He's never given a fuck, and I like that. You know, um, I love how those are the only ones that are coming to mind. I mean, Brando, Christopher Lee, they're fantastic. I really like Christopher Lee's work, man. He's excellent. Um, yeah, those are the ones. All of them are good. I mean, they're all good in everything they do. Everybody is
Yeah,
fantastic.
for real,
They're
man. Those are some
professionals. They get paid to do it, so My
They're
hat's
the
off to him.
OGs. Of course, Christopher Lee, man. He's Dracula.
Absolutely.
Like, he's the 70s Dracula for sure, man. For like forever. And then I know everybody goes crazy about Gary Oldman. I like Gary Oldman too. But
Gary
uh,
Oldman's awesome.
yeah, those are some excellent choices, man. I'm a big Leo guy too. I mean,
Yeah,
anything
man.
Leo does, like
He's
Django,
sick.
Leo is
He's
Calvin
sick.
Candy is so fucking great.
It's so
I
good. Yeah.
insist. Oh my
Oh my
god,
God, I
man.
love it, bro.
Get
He's
that man
good,
a
man.
pony to lick his pole. Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. Leo fucking kills and almost steals that movie away from Jamie Foxx and Christoph
Oh,
Waltz.
he definitely stole it away from Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is he does the character perfect, but the character is written as a badass gunslinger, with a mission. So obviously somebody's meant to steal the show. I think Christoph Waltz and DiCaprio, are way, way, way better characters than Jamie Foxx's Django.
Yeah,
You know, Django's
I'd agree
dope.
with that. I love Sam Jackson
Yeah.
as like the
Ah,
demented Uncle Ben looking guy. That's
why did you
classic.
say it?
They're
Because you're
playing you
scared,
for a fool.
man.
I
Who's
love
that
that.
nigga on that name? So good.
Oh my god, man, that movie.
Good stuff.
That's a great movie. I've been meaning to rewatch Django, especially after all the Leo memes hit it big.
Man, it hits. It hits every time, man. Every Tarantino movie hits. They all hit the same every time. They don't get bad ever. Like where your impression of it is going to like only get better the more you watch them. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. And I think that it's cool that every time he does a movie, it's different. Like you
Yeah,
don't watch Pulp Fiction and go, oh well, he just went on to do this movie again. Like, no, not really. Like that's a completely different movie from a Death Proof, from a Kill Bill, and then you go over to stuff like Hateful Eight, Django. I mean, the guy has made so many fucking great films and like in each different genre, really. Like yeah,
yeah.
Jackie Brown with black exploitation and Reservoir
Jack
Dogs is
Brown's so
the heist
good.
film where they don't show the heist, and Death Proof has some kind of action in there, but at the same time, a slasher film somewhere in there. Like
So
it's
funny.
crazy how well rounded that guy is, man. He is, I think, the best filmmaker alive today.
He's definitely the most dynamic filmmaker alive today. He provides stuff for us that we're desperate for people like him to come out and make interesting films, especially at the level that he puts them out. The scale of which they're very big productions,
Yeah.
and he's the closest thing that we get to Hollywood. I mean, not epics, but they are low key kind of epics of modern time. They're just not, the classic American standard that the what the epics looked like back then. The 3 hour journeys of a man on a mission and shit. Sometimes it's just a bunch of Jews trying to kill Hitler. Like
Or
it's
people talking
fucking
in the diner.
amazing. We don't deserve shit like that, but we get it anyway. So uh, people that may have something against Tarantino's work or may not like his style or whatever, you'll appreciate it once they stop. Yeah, I'm just
Yep.
saying, like you're gonna appreciate it a whole lot if he were to just suddenly stop making films. I know he's got what maybe two more films in him, I guess
I think
one
he
or
said
two.
one, just one more.
So give it 10 years once Tarantino stops being a factor in the equation, and you're going to be good looking back on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and thinking, damn, we really don't get movies like that anymore. Uh, Nicholas
It's
Winding
true.
Refn is another guy that is very unique and gives us like fantastic films that don't get appreciated as much as they should.
Yeah.
Drive blew me the fuck away when I first saw it. What's going on, Arthur Bremer? What's going on, Aiden Vavra, AJ Zetro? What's popping?
Yeah, tons of people were in the comments. Yeah, Nicholas Winding Refn's actually a really good. Drive is amazing, and I really liked the Neon Demon. I thought that was like
Love Neon
really
Demon.
and encapsulate. Like
Love
I
it.
was just like, oh my god! Like the scene, another scene which like creeped me out was when Jenna Malone has like the necrophilia, like sex with the
Yes,
fucking corpse. Like holy shit, man! And the
it
literal
needed
ending
that.
of them chewing that girl up and spitting her out, like holy shit, man. The colors, very reminiscent of Suspiria, but at the same time, it was a movie that I thought it had a lot to say and had a good psychology behind it. I think Nicholas Winding Refn is a great fucking filmmaker, man. I
Definitely,
can't wait to see what he
definitely.
does next.
I need to watch his. I forget what it's called. He has a Pusher
Oh, yeah, I've not seen it either.
trilogy of films. Do you know Sexy Monkey, Sasha?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he recommended I watch that. He's like, that's my favorite trilogy of all time. So
Ooh.
I need to check it out. It stars that guy from Hannibal,
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen?
the dude who's Hannibal.
Yeah,
See
Mads
the show?
Mikkelsen, yeah.
Yeah, it has Mads Mikkelsen, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just started watching that show, by the way.
Oh,
It's really
really? Any
good.
thoughts? What do you
So
think of it?
it's fucking everything everybody told me about. They were
You,
like, yo, you need to watch it. You know, it's really, really good. It's not what you think it's gonna be. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm stupid. I should have watched this when it was like, thank God it's on Netflix, man. I love that show. I'm gonna probably watch it after this.
oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I got this in the mail. I figured I'd show it off on the show. I got this in the mail today. 8 films, $15, all of them in high definition. It's the
Ooh la la.
Frankenstein complete collection, man.
Yes, sir.
Can't beat it.
You can't
Awesome
beat
stuff.
that.
Yeah, you
I
got a
love
ton of movies on here. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. It goes on and on. This is an awesome blue set and less than $2 per movie. I couldn't pass, man. I also get in on that Criterion sale that they just did, and I got House from the '70s. It's like this
yeah.
Japanese. Yeah, I'm sure
How
you've seen a lot.
Howzu Howzu. It's a weird
Feeding
movie.
people to the piano.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, me too, man. And I also got Sisters, which is a Brian De Palma
Oh, that's
joint.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Good
So
picks.
yeah,
Very
hey
good
man,
picks.
they were on
Those are
sale.
two picks I don't have, but I should get those. I knew Sisters is what I needed to get. I've been slacking. You know, I just haven't. Yeah, especially like I've really gotten into you know just watching shit online and watching shit that's streaming so much. You know, I've kind of stopped collecting, but I have a feeling, especially once this Black Friday Vinegar Syndrome sales starts and Black Friday sales in general, I'm gonna be grabbing some titles, man.
Dude,
That's,
100%. That's what it's all about. I've just been splurging with internet buying. Like I bought a
I
lot of
know,
shit
man.
this past Halloween season. And like
I
I
know
am
how it
really kind of
feels.
slowing down. It's kind of scary.
Nah, man. You got the Sleepaway Camp sequels? You got
I
two and
do.
three?
Yes, I
Good.
do on Blu-ray. And I know they go for crazy money. I think the second
Yeah,
one goes for like crazy money on
yeah.
Blu-ray.
It's like $70, I think. I don't know. I
Man.
saw my buddy shout out Evil Stevel. Uh he he posted on Instagram and Twitter. He was like, anybody uh have sleepaway camps 2 and 3 that they don't want or some shit like that. And I was just like, nobody's going. I'm just picking on him, but man, I know he wants it in any format, but like, goddamn, I knew that those were gonna like go like out of print eventually, and then people were gonna go crazy,
Yeah.
especially because there's sleepaway camp movies, man. And I remember, I think it was in late 2018. They were like before I even started the channel. I think it was like they dropped down to like $12, both of them. I bought part two for like 11, and then part three was like 12 or 13. And so to see them at $70, like whenever a fucking Blu-ray drops from 20 to like 10, know that they're probably gonna disappear soon.
Yep.
So it really sucks that they're $80 and shit now.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I know some
Sorry.
people pay stupid fucking money just for the slip covers. Like, if you look on eBay, you'll see some dumb people that buy the slip covers,
Yeah.
like Like, how is that? Like, that's fucking absurd to me.
It
Like, you
doesn't
spent
make
$80
sense.
on a slipcover.
The way I see it, like I wouldn't trade my movies for anything. But I did like you last year and early this year, splurging, doing big splurges on movies that I knew, primarily horror. I knew that I need those in my collection. I need
Yeah.
those in my collection. Excuse me. There's always going to be stuff that I look at, like I can get on Amazon right now and fill up a cart and then be like, I don't need those. What am I doing? Uh, like because I want them all. Of course, I want them all. And you deserve them all. You deserve them all. If you can get them, get them. But I've just been really since on this break. I've just noticed like uh, I don't really touch them all that much.
Yeah.
I don't really touch them all that much. Like I do, like when uh, throughout the month, but I'm not like grabbing them and fucking watching them all that much. Like not when I have Shutter and Prime Video and all that other stuff. I love physical media though, so I'm like, there's a struggle, a power struggle. They used to be in control of me.
Probs, yeah, for sure. I'm a huge physical media guy myself. Like
Yeah,
I
man,
love having the actual like to me, like
love
I'm
it.
sure I could find these movies for free online, like to watch them
Yeah, but
whenever.
I for one like no like all of those classic monster movies and the Hammer films especially. It's always in the back of your mind. You're like, bro, I want all of those in the
Yeah,
best quality in my hand right now.
yeah, for real. It's really that's kind of the
Serious.
way it is. I also, for some reason, I've really wanted to get all the 8 films to die for, like that came out over the 4 series.
Yeah,
Like I would love to fucking have all those for some reason. Like I don't know, like they're not the greatest movies, a lot of them, but man, like I
still.
actually streamed Dark Ride over the spooky season. I rewatched that. It's like a fun slasher movie, and I was just like, man, I wish I owned this one. Like I don't know if there's a Blu-ray of that out, but man, I would love to have that. Maybe one of these days,
I don't
because they
think
used
the
to have
eight films is
awesome
actually.
features with like the After Dark Horror Fest women and shit. They had like a beauty pageant of all these women and in the film festivals and stuff. Like way back when independent horror was really booming. Like now, you don't really hear much from it. It's just kind of, released to VOD, and someone's like, "Oh, I rented the fucking religious horror movie for $4, and it's great." And I'm just like,
Cool.
yeah, like I miss hearing to die for and all the fucking hype that never really lived up. But I don't know. It was the
Yeah, man.
looking forward
It
to
was
it.
very ambitious, It was very ambitious to do anything like that is ambitious. And it's still happening. We've got to just like accept that streaming is sort of taking over. We're not going to let it die. Like we're not going to let physical media die or anything like that.
Yeah,
But the people in charge, like creating the movies and shit, they're definitely looking closer to the future and saying like it's time to just face facts. We're going to be doing streaming. We're going to release some Blu-rays, but it's not going to be like it used to be, where it's like that's the only way to like really own it.
yeah, and that's I personally I'll keep it alive, man. I know people, diehard horror fans, they'll keep physical media alive, but you're right, it's definitely the direction it's all gone in. Like people are like, well, why would I buy the 2 disc Blu-ray when I could stream it on Prime for free and watch it in
I will buy
4K?
that 2 disc Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Don't
like
fucking me.
I was talking to you last night. I watched the Suspiria remake, and they have the 4K transfer on Amazon Prime, and
Yeah,
there's not a 4K release in the United States. So
yeah.
that's the only way to watch that movie in 4K. So I was like, yo, why the fuck would I, you
I
know?
guess I'll watch it in 4K. I don't want to, but I
you
will.
you pushed my hand.
I don't have a choice now. It's so good, man. Like that's a good movie.
I thought it was fucking really
I
good.
just didn't
Like,
recognize the screen clip of it or the screenshot.
yeah, dude, like I saw that movie in the theater. It's fun. I have a funny story with that. I was still in college when that movie came out. And I remember I was fucking sick as a dog. Like I had a fucking cold. I'd maybe a fever. Like I don't know. And this was long before the days of fucking COVID, man. If I had a fever, I
Right.
probably would have been quarantined in the house. But I went to the movie theater. It was
Wouldn't have
like
been in the
really
theater.
late. was like 9 o'clock. I drove out to Bumblefuck to see this remake because it wasn't really playing in many of the theaters around me. I went to see it. I'm the only one in the theater aside from like 3 different couples. I fucking loved the movie. All 3 couples left the movie like at different points. Like one couple left 20 minutes in, one about an hour in, or one like right before it ended.
It's long and weird.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God. I was like, dude, I was in the theater, 7 people, and I was the last man fucking standing. And I was like, honestly, that was a fucking good remake. And I usually hate remakes, man. Like this remake in particular, I fucking hate it.
You hate that one, man? You hate it?
Dude.
Why do you
Other
hate
than Jessica
it?
Biel Cities, I hate
Hold on.
the Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Hold on. I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get in your ass real quick, but later. But Suspiria remake, it's just not. We gotta accept, like, especially when we remake Italian movies, like Argento movies, like those are so Italian, man. Just can't get that 70s Italian horror cinema stuff back. You can't.
You can't.
You know?
You can't. And I think he knew. I think that was the director's biggest pro, was he knew that he couldn't. You can't remake Suspiria because Suspiria is a once in a lifetime movie. It has the vibrant colors, the music, the score by Goblin, and just the surreal dreamlike feel to it. Whereas the remake, it has really bleak colors, and the music is completely out of left field by Tom York of Radiohead. And then it's a movie that really focuses on the story and the plot, whereas the original, the plot is really just kind of thrown out the window, and what you experience is the nightmare that is Suspiria. That's why I thought the remake was good. It took the same concept and completely did something unique with it, and it doesn't shit on Argento's film. In fact, I think it's really
it complements it, man. It complements all the factors that were in it, but they weren't like really like focused on. Like, it was there, we knew there was witchcraft going on, but we didn't really get to see like any real witchy business happening. You know what I mean? Like curses, like that scene in the hallway where the chick's like polishing like silverware or something and the light blings and she like, that fucking scene always gets me. It's like, dude, he just captured the mood of that. But that, other than that scene, weird shit happens, maggots show up, all of that, but there's way more witch stuff business in the remake, and a stronger focus on dancing, which I really appreciate. And I think people didn't appreciate that because they were just like, I don't like dancing or whatever. But that's the whole point of the movie. She's in a dance school, and some people, dance is very, very expressionistic. So you can do a lot with it to convey a whole bunch. So to be able to take those elements and really focus on those more, as opposed to the beautiful, vibrant, aesthetic, trippy 70s feel that we love from the original, is should be admired. I think the big problem is it's fucking almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours long.
2.5 hours long, man. It's very, very, very long. And I think we should have expected that. And I think it needed to be 2.5, maybe it needed to be at least 2 hours long to get that story out to everyone. But I think it was expected to not be as appreciated. You know what I mean? Just the way it is.
I think a lot of people too, and me being, I'm a loyal Dario Argento fan. I mean, I think he's one of the best ever. I think a lot of people went in and were like, no, like, you can't, this one, no way. Like, same thing with people that went to the Halloween remake. Like, people went in and just were like, no, like, you can't touch John Carpenter's movie. Like, I think
but you can.
The people that really hated the Suspiria remake, and it's just like, I can see their point, but like, I don't know. I just, for watching it for what it was, I thought it was pretty fucking good remake. It's, compare it to the Elm Street remake. I mean, it's a fucking Oscar worthy movie to me.
The fucking Elm Street movie shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't have existed. I really don't think it should have existed. If you're not going to make a movie that's going to please fans of horror and fans of like real fans of horror, not just the casual. And I hate to be like that, the casuals out there that only watch horror when it's
The
like
normies.
and shit. Like it's not. No, man. You can't be a. I don't think horror fans like would appreciate a movie like that, man.
Yeah, no,
Especially if
definitely
it's
not.
Elm Street. Like they had potential, but you every chance you had, you fucked it up. You fucked up every kill. There wasn't anything cool about it. Like it was just lame. I was
I
very
agree.
disappointed.
I hate that movie. Freddy Krueger being turned into a preschool gardener, and they focused that he may have been innocent for about 30
Yeah,
minutes of the
god damn,
movie.
it was dumb. It was
Like,
dumb. He make him evil. Make him evil. All right. He's obviously evil enough to where he's like, getting revenge. Like, come on, bro. You don't hear about good characters coming back and doing that. I mean, aside from Candyman, but that's totally
yeah, but Candyman, yeah, I agree. It's completely different because Candyman was wrongfully killed. Candyman was
exactly.
was a sympathetic character to that extent, whereas Freddy Krueger was the incarnation of evil, murdering children, and they're like, "Why'd you
And he
kill
kills
him,
you in
Mom?
bad
He was a good
dreams.
guy." And I was
Kills
just
you in
like,
bad dreams. The Candyman thing where you say his name in the mirror and stuff, like you hear about that legend, respect the legend, or he comes back and he kills you. Like that's the whole point of it. There's no respect in killing people while they're asleep. There
yeah,
just isn't.
yeah,
So,
especially innocent people at that
yeah,
were tortured as children. I mean, there's no real there's a hard comparison to make.
that's
Um,
another weird thing. Like, cause he was, it was directly centered on the kids that he actually like abused and shit. I thought that was like pretty weird because that's different from the original, right? I'm pretty sure, like,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So, what the fuck are
and
you
none
talking?
of them remember, like
And
none of
none of
them.
them remember. How the fuck did you find out? How, like, what, you saw a cut? Like, I didn't get it.
And fucking Jackie Hole, you always my favorite, Nancy. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? That's a superior remake. Like to me, anybody who goes, "Oh fuck, that's a superior remake," shit. Like yo, like you don't know what shit is. Like where's Donald Pleasant? Where's Dr. Loomis? You know what shit is. Play the fucking synthesizer score from Halloween 2.
All right, man. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, wait, before we get into the remake though, because that was the third question I had to ask you here because
Okay.
we were talking briefly about this, and we can talk about that remake. We do a friendly debate because I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
down.
We
This
got
would be a
we got
better
time to
debate
kill.
than the debate that's on tonight.
I do want to
Okay,
watch that, unfortunately, but it's all good. I'll watch it on the replay.
we'll catch it on the rebound.
Yeah,
So with the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster debuting, I know that we had a very brief kind
look
of
at it.
look at it,
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead.
yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster debuting, and all the shit that's gone on already. I mean, the directors, for people who don't know, the directors were fired after 1 week of filming, and then they were replaced. All of their filming and all that stuff was scrapped, so they had to extend the shooting schedule. In a long story short, it already sounds like it's going to be a fucking train wreck to me. The poster didn't do much for me, and apparently in 2021, Leatherface will return. And man, I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is going to be a catastrophe? And also, once you give your thoughts on it, what would you do with a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie now?
So, wasn't Alexander Aja supposed to be the director? I thought he was supposed to be the director.
No, it was actually these two up and comers that I really had never. They only ever made one
And I'm
movie
not.
before,
That's
and they got
annoying.
fired a weekend. The producers hated their movie, and they're
It's
filming
annoying.
so much after one fucking week that they got canned. So that's and they
The
got replaced
only
by
way I
people I
had
don't even
hope
know.
was if the only reason I had hope was because I thought Mr. Aja was hitting it up because I love his work. I think he does a great job.
Me too.
Um, fuck. Uh, so let me look at this poster. The poster, for everybody that's curious, I'm not going to show you. It says in 1974, the world witnessed one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history. In 2021, the face of madness returns, and it's like it looks like some artsy like paint smear, and you can see a face, and there's hints of blood on it, and it's supposed to, I guess, represent uh, Leatherface. So, what do I think?
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to be worth the shit? Do you think it's going to be destined for failure? That's kind of what I think. I don't have high hopes.
Man, I mean, my hopes are kind of killed right now. To be honest, I was very annoyed because it's not hard to do. It's a very, very, very easy fucking movie to make, especially if you're going to make a what's it called, a prequel or like an origin story,
Uh-huh.
to where you could possibly like make a 2 hour fucking horror movie that covers like a bunch of stuff, you know. Yeah, very, very disappointing to hear that they're having this much trouble finding creative minds to like tell that fucking story, dude. Like Leatherface beyond annoyed me and disappointed me as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I condemn that movie. I think, I mean, it's fun, it's fun, cool, bloody, yeah. They didn't do shit. They did nothing at all for that movie. That story, they did nothing. To me, it was nothing. I consider it trash. I know, but I, I, I just why? Like, why are they having so much difficulty? So yeah, I don't think it's going to be that good, and I hope at least they add a whole bunch of blood. That's all I can really. That's all I can hope for. Because
Yeah.
gore is the only thing that can save bad movies. Is cool kills. That's the only way.
It's true. You're right. And it has to be entertaining and it has to have some kind of a charm to it. And like it's funny to me because if you look at that franchise,
We're asking for too much with the charm and anything else like artistic or good. Like
and isn't that
it's a
sad?
bad
Like
fucking
asking
movie.
for little is asking too much. Like, isn't that
No,
crazy?
like if you make the goriest movie in the world and remove all the fucking charm and everything, and then people will be like, "It was actually good. It was better than Leatherface." Because Leatherface tried to add charm to a story that was absolute garbage, and they still didn't have enough gore in it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a funny series and franchise to look at too because after like every sequel doesn't want anything to do with the last one. Like once you watch
Yeah,
part two, it's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre never really happened, and then it's a black comedy. And like I enjoy Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 for what it is, and then you
yeah.
look at part three, and then it's like, well, never mind that bullshit. They
What the
killed the
fuck is
cook.
this about? What is
Yeah,
this
then it's like,
even?
wait a minute, let's go back to
Eh,
serious. And then you watch the one with Matthew McConaughey, and that is literally an acid trip and a half. And then, you have the remake and prequel. Those two go together. Those two definitely go together.
yeah, they do.
And then, 3D, which is a complete, like almost a complete comedy with
It's
boobs and
fucking
blood.
awesome. I love
Yeah,
3D.
it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It's a fun movie. And then you get to Leatherface, which again, it's tonally completely a different step in the other direction for where Leather or Texas Chainsaw 3D was. So I
Step
don't
back.
know. Yeah, it's weird. Like each one kind of shifts tone and pace and direction. And like I guess going at this pace, the next one would be a fun, stupid one. And like I just don't know. I don't know what I want as a Texas Chainsaw fan anymore because it's only really the original film for me. Like that movie
That's
never needed a
that's
sequel. You
that's
can't
what I'm
top.
starting to understand with uh Halloween, sort of.
Yeah,
And I'm about to get into some stuff, like especially since I've been reviewing these and watching them so much, and I have a ranking coming up. Man, like some movies aren't meant to be Jason. You
yeah,
can't be Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th should be the catalyst that you should follow, like if you really want to go that route to where fans are all over the fucking place as to what they like. The good thing
yeah.
about Phantasm, why there's some real diehard Phantasm fans, is because no matter how the movie really turns out, they're following a fucking story and they're building upon the same characters. They're introducing some new characters and new elements, but shout out to the Phantasm fans out there because you guys understand. Like,
Got my
but
spear socks on.
there you go. So, how did I know?
You didn't
I think
actually.
exactly. But Michael Myers, man, like he had a fucking issue with the story. Like they couldn't get Laurie Strode back, and so they're like, "How do we make a new thing?" Because people want Michael Myers, and we have to give them more Michael Myers. And then it just got convoluted. And again, they're good movies, but where the fuck are we really going with it if we're retconning shit and our understanding that we're like finding dead ends here and we have to find a new way? I think with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, especially, like um, Toby Hooper, wanted to make Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and that's the way he wanted to make it as a comedy. Why the fuck did we continue to make them? I don't know. So that leaves us to feeling the way we do when we get a poster about uh, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We don't know what the fuck to expect, and like creators, directors don't know what the fuck to give us either. So it's annoying. It's frustrating.
Yeah,
Very
it really
frustrating.
is. It really is. And like, I don't know, like I personally, and I can ask you this, like I can ask you where you take it, but I don't know where I would take that franchise anymore. Like it's
I
taken so many fucking weird directions. I don't even know if there is a direction that you can go that you haven't.
you
Like,
fucking you don't continue the story. All right, you don't make a sequel. You do a remake, and that's why I thought the remake was good. I thought the remake was pretty damn good, even though they cut Leatherface's arm off and kind of fucked up any possibility of a sequel. Because I'm sorry, but the road ends there. The sheriff dies, basically. He does die. And Bro has one arm. So it's technically just a standalone, and you get a prequel that's like also kind of, but it's still fun. So you have to remake it. You don't have a choice. If you want to make more Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, you have to remake the shit. Give it to Rob Zombie.
yeah, for real.
Give it to Rob Zombie. Look what
That's
he
the
did to
guy.
Halloween. I know Halloween 2 was fucking crazy, but nigga, if he had just like made Halloween 2 for the fans and not for himself, and I think he was dealing with way too much story with Halloween with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Leatherface. And don't put Leatherface in space.
Leatherface in space, that's the
If
title.
you with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if you think about it, there's so much room to breathe, man. And all you have to do is make one good fucking origin story, and you can continue off that shit. It's very easy, man. Like, and if you get someone like Rob Zombie to do it, you're never going to be like disappointed with the entertainment value. That's always going to be there, and he doesn't have any stupid story. I mean, it's not stupid, but you know what I mean. Like, he doesn't have to worry about what to do with Laurie Strode. Is she the brother and sister, or is there a Jamie Lloyd? Is there a cult? Is what is going on? You don't have to worry about that. You just have to interpret, you know, this crazy family of hillbillies, or how they became hillbillies and so poor that they had to turn to cannibalism. And you have to do it right, and you have to make it grimy and ugly. If you really want to scare people, like there's a way to do it. Um, but I think if Rob Zombie took over, maybe like in a trilogy type thing, we could have some really, really good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. But
That's an interesting take, and yeah, I think Rob Zombie was the most logical choice to reboot, remake, whatever. And what's weird is they picked him to do Halloween, which has really no exploitation element to it. The original doesn't, at least. The original movie is all based on the atmosphere and that character.
yeah,
None of Rob Zombie's films, and I like Rob Zombie. I like a lot of Rob Zombie films. None of Rob Zombie's films said that. He was the guy to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the dinner scene in the House of a Thousand Corpses, the exploitation elements look and feel to a movie like The Devil's Rejects.
yeah,
That's all taken directly from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
directly.
Yeah,
There's even the cutting off of the fucking face and wearing the skin. Like that's the man you want making your fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I don't get it. And we
I
have to
don't.
sit through this 2021 shit that is up in the air. We don't understand. You're just telling us that it continues. You get another one. Cool. But are you going to do it right, man? Are you going to do it right?
I don't know. I think I look at like these two up and comers that got the job, and we don't know why they were fired. Was what they filmed that bad? Was it creative differences? Was it? I don't know. We'll never know. We'll hear their side. We'll hear the studio side, and then somewhere in between, as the old saying goes, maybe the truth. But I don't know. Like personally, if you came to me and said, "Hey, Grande," or "Hey, Negro, what do you guys want to do with a new Texas Chainsaw film?" Direction wise, I don't know where I'm taking that, but like you said, if we're going to reboot, if we're going to remake, I'm trying to do all the elements that Toby Hooper did, and I'm going to try to make it balls to the wall exploitative and do the things that Rob Zombie did and make
Yes.
memorable characters that people cosplay at conventions and go, holy shit, they walk out of the theater going, dude, what about that Chop Top guy? What
Bruh,
about that Bill
that's the
Moseley character?
thing. You can reboot the Chop Top character to be like a staple character in the new stuff. Like you really can do that, man. You can bring Chop Top back, and you can bring Bill Moseley back as Chop Top. But he
Sure.
does, there doesn't have to be any continuity with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It's just fans would fucking go crazy about it, and you don't make it like you know goofy. You make it like real.
The
He's got
original,
something wrong with his head, and he has
yeah.
a plate in his head, and he just does, and it's got an infection or whatever, and maybe he deals with injuries poorly, right? And he's taking care of his son, and his son has like a gets injured, and he like doesn't take him to the doctor, and it gets infected, and so to hide the shit, he's crazy. Like, bruh, it's right there. Chop Top can be the father of Leatherface in this story, like atmosphere or whatever. You can do
Yeah.
that, and it's
It's just,
believable.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we can't get better movies made with these big franchises anymore. It
They
seems
don't
like,
care.
yeah, they don't care.
They
It's all
don't
about
care.
money. It really is. It's a money
Look
ploy.
at Texas Chainsaw 3D. They wanted to. They didn't care about the story for real. You know, or they wouldn't have had Trey Songs in there. Uh,
He was just a marketing ploy for people to go, hey, that's Trey
course,
Songz. Let's go
that's
see this
Trey
movie.
Songs. Say ah. That was around that time when that song was hot, and they dropped that movie, and he was like, that
Like
would have been funny
I
if
saw
they had that.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning because I love Alexandra Daddario, not Jordana Brewster. I
Yeah,
love
she's cute.
Jordana Brewster. So even though I didn't like the remake, I saw that and I was like, I like the beginning a lot more. We
You
can
like the
talk about
beginning a
that
lot
though.
more.
We can do
Yeah,
the remake
go ahead.
discussion here.
You first. You
Oh, me
first.
first. Oh
Yeah,
shit. All right.
talk
So
about the remake.
all right, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from
Huh?
2003. I am not a fan of that remake in any capacity. And I know that it seems to be one that most people like. So all the power to y'all. And I know Mr. Negor is on that side. So here, this is the debate. We should have podiums and suits and whatnot and flies on our heads and whatnot.
Oh,
um, so I saw this movie back when it came out, and man, I was fucking really let down because number one, it's way too fucking polished to be like the original Texas
it
Chainsaw
ain't
movie.
even that. How's it? Nah, I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
I can't stand the shit that they're all wearing. They literally look like Abercrombie and Fitch models, man. And like, it's just, and the problem is too, all these fucking family members too. You have this fucking fat tea lady. You
Yeah,
have this fucking albino, bald, no fucking eyebrow lady. You have they have this bucktooth fucking kid running around going, oh, well, they're gonna come for you. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the
Jedediah.
who in the fuck is this little kid? And oh, you get out of here. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh God, that little kid, man, that little kid, just, you need to punt him through fucking uprights, man. I hated that kid. Uh, I hate the entire Arlie Ermy is really the main heel of the movie. It's not even really Leatherface. It's not. it's more
Leatherface.
R. Lee Ermey being Full Metal Jacket guy. And I don't know, man, that there's no dinner scene. Like that's one of the most iconic things about the original. The music, the unsettling feeling. You don't get any of that in that remake, man. I just think that the director, I forget his name. I know he directed the Friday the 13th remake too. Marcus Nispel. I thought he was the wrong choice. I don't think the script was any good. I don't, other than Jessica Biel's titties and that tight white shirt running around at night. I mean, that was great. That I'll give you two boobs up out of 10. But man, I don't know, just wasn't for me. The finale, I mean, you booked yourself into a corner. You can't make a sequel now because
Yeah,
Leatherface
they did
only has
fuck
his
it up.
left hand to jerk off with. I just, I don't know, man. I hated that fucking remake. I hated everything about it. I just thought it was
Did you
complete.
like did you like the Rob Zombie remake, the first one?
I don't hate it like most people. I like the first half, even though, there's some bullshit in there. Like Michael Myers loved Kiss and fucking William Forsythe's character. And bitch, I will skull fuck you. Like,
Why not? What is wrong?
oh
What
no,
is
no, I don't
wrong?
hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
What is
I
wrong with
do think there's some crazy shit in there, but I do like some aspects about it. Number one, I like that they keep the brother sister angle. I always like the brother sister angle.
I like that too?
I like the Loomis Michael sessions where they're talking and recording it and the conversations. I thought that stuff was pretty well tackled, and I think that overall it is a brutal movie. It's a violent movie, and it's in a way it's kind of scary at times. I don't hate that Rob Zombie remake like most people. I don't love it. When it gets to remaking John Carpenter's movie, like when you were with Annie and Linda and Lori, those three bitches, it's like they met that day. They have no chemistry whatsoever. It's just like, hey, I'm Danielle Harris. Remember me? And the other bitch is like, this is the only movie I've ever been in. And then fucking Laurie Strode's like fingering a bagel. So
Yeah, it's funny. It's
I
funny.
don't know. I don't know, man. It's
But
just half and
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man. Come on. Texas
half.
Chainsaw Massacre. Look. It's good. What's wrong with it? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I get it. There's a bunch of characters. There's what? Three more characters than in the original. Right?
I feel like there's more. There's also that idiot who had his legs chopped off.
Yeah. That's cool. And that
Yeah,
added
I
for
don't
a
know.
good added for a good element in the beginning. They were able to continue that. And in the beginning,
Yeah,
the
he
the
got his
big
leg chopped off.
yeah, in the beginning, the big fat lady is used to like block the door and stuff. So like she's in it. So like it all tied up somewhat. It explains some shit. Like you gotta understand, like there's when you do make a remake, you're gonna have to like add some shit sometimes.
I don't
I don't
mind
think
what
it
they
was that
added.
bad. And I
Like
think they captured
yeah.
the griminess of the place. Maybe you just didn't like the outfit choice.
I don't know. Like to
Because I
me,
think that's possible. Like, because they weren't supposed to be like grimy, poor people. Like they're going originally. What they were going to a Leonard Skinner concert, so they would be dressing up to look good. You know, so like you know what I mean. Like they're
I
going
know.
to like they're going to like turn up. They got the pinata full of weed, and that's fucking dope. Like it's
I I guess okay.
you weren't harsh. You didn't rip it to shreds, but I am. I do not understand, like, especially where we are now with Texas Chainsaw. Like, that was the last good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Like,
I
the real one where everyone was like, this is going to be fucking incredible. And aside from if they hadn't cut off Leatherface's arm and they had done a better escape thing with Jessica Biel, I think that would be considered, like, a little bit higher because it did fall flat. It had some pretty intense ass moments and some creepy elements to it. That's all I
definitely.
got to say.
No, definitely. And I think you make fair points too. I think what it was is, and I can relate to this with, I know how the diehard Halloween fans are. There are
Yeah,
so many people out there that will tell you Halloween, the original, is their favorite horror movie or movie. I know a lot of people that herald that movie. I love the original Halloween too.
it's great. It's timeless.
For me, though, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is even more untouchable. It's even more of a class for me. I always liked it better. And I will never forget that first viewing I had when I was a kid, and the ending with Marilyn Burns and the fucking in the truck, and Leatherface does his dance, and the film just fades to black. And I'll never forget that feeling I had of just unsettlement, of shock entertainment, and just absolute pure raw hell yeah, that was amazing. It was lightning in a bottle. For me, that remake,
It is lightning in a bottle.
it's so hard to capture what Tobe Hooper did. Even Tobe Hooper knew he couldn't
Yeah, you can't. It's impossible to do that. Like, especially on the kind of budget they were on, and the fact that it's minimalistic.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There's not a lot going on. You know, the detail on the interior of the house is the details that you do have are good, but if you really look at the set, it's fairly bare bones. It's old. It's naturally old. They didn't have to try hard to like make a set look old, but you know, it's they were working on a very small budget of money,
Definitely, definitely, yeah,
so it's a
and
product of that.
it is. I guess I felt more. You can't retouch this movie. You can't really go this route. Like, make it fun. Make it something completely different, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And even if you're going to return there, do something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 with more flashy actors. You know, Viggo Mortensen and the little girl, and make it about Leatherface. Like any way, but you just I feel like that hitchhiker scene in the remake, like where
That's so
it's a
good.
girl in this one and she blows her head off.
So good.
Nothing could touch what Ed Neal did in the original, and I think we just picked up Dracula. Like,
She pulled a damn gun out of her vagina, bro, and blew her head off. Are you kidding? And then they have to like get help because they got this chick. Their whole fucking night's ruined. Like, if in all like seriousness, like shit could have worked out a little bit better for the people in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
that's true.
But they traveled a long fucking way, walked a long way to find that house. You know, just
Big facts.
fuck. Like, I think it was cool to like make him like need to like actually get help. Like really, really, they need to get help because a suicide. It's perfect, and it's a victim of a nasty, pervy piece of shit. I love the sheriff's character.
Yeah, I
Sure.
like Arlie Ermy a lot. I think Arlie Ermey's a lot of fun, and in that movie in particular, he's basically just being the Full Metal Jacket guy, but in a
Yeah,
horror film. So that was a lot of fun to
it's
see.
so
He's
good.
fun. He's
I
fun
love
for sure. Yeah. So, what do you think of the beginning? Do you think that's a worthy follow up to that remake? Because I like the
it.
beginning a lot better.
I like it. I like what do I like about it? Let me think again.
Jordana Brewster, Diora Baird.
I like the women. They're pretty. They're pretty. They're no Jessica Biel, but
That's true. That's true. But
uh,
I love Jordana Brewster.
I like some of the gore moments. I like the beginning is pretty cool. Like the beginning of the beginning is uh is pretty cool. And then we get into this draft dodging brother thing, and I'm really not a fan of just the maybe the actors involved and basically how it's written, and it is kind of corny. Um, the bikers even are corny. I'm not buying any of that. The motivation behind like how things work out and how they all get intertwined. Like, oh well, they're the biker gang, and so they're gonna terrorize the fucking people because you saw them once in a gas station, and like y'all are rude ass people, and so you hunted them down because they weren't driving with the gang. It was just them driving.
Yeah.
They just hunted them down. It's like I didn't. And then they hit a cow. And the cow that cow hit scene like where the cow explodes. That's cool. I like exploding animals. It's good stuff. But man, it's not my favorite. I like it enough though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like 3D more. I think.
I can understand that. Yeah. I think what I liked about it more, I liked the writer, David J. Shaw. He's made some really good stuff. He made the Pick Me Up episode of Masters of Horror, and he
Mm.
actually wrote part three, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I liked that it was more raw. It was a little bit more gritty, definitely gorier for sure.
Yeah,
And I liked that it really seemed to focus a little bit more on Leatherface becoming Leatherface. Like,
but it was
with,
supposed to. It was
yeah,
supposed to.
you know, like with
And the grittiness element is
mhm.
only exists at that level of grittiness because that remake was so damn gritty and dirty, and there's puddles everywhere, and everybody's sweaty and nasty, and the blood and the skin. Like they made some key choices in the remake that I was kind of disappointed. Like they took all the good stuff and then they left out like just I don't know. There's something that's a little bit more actually scary in the remake as opposed to the beginning where it's just like, well, we're getting more of this. You know, we've seen this before, and it's good. It's
The beginning
satisfying.
is way more campy. It's way more fun.
It is kind of camp.
Um, and I love the dinner scene with Jordana Brewster, and she goes, "This one goes for the table. Do you guys fuck all your cousins, or just the ones you find attractive?"
Yeah,
Like
I like
I
that
fucking
line.
pop for that. That's really one of the better dinner scenes in that whole franchise, just because of how
Okay.
she's like looking around. She's just like, "Well, fuck you." I love that, man. I thought that was so.
When I like when Arlie Ermy, what's his fucking name in the movie, man? He's just
Sheriff Hoyt.
Sheriff Hoyt. Yeah. Uh, where the sheriff is like, uh, I think this little lady's gonna be sucking her shit through a straw for some time, and she like broke all of her fucking teeth. That's fucking that's hard, bro. He's such a hard ass character, dude.
Yeah, and there's a scene where like the biker comes in, he goes, "Where's my girl?" And he brings her up, and it's not his girl, and he's like, "Where's my girl?" And he goes, "Oh, you don't want to see the other
You
girl.
don't want to see the other one.
You don't want to see that bitch."
So yeah, I mean, I like it. It's not bad. You know, I like the remake or the prequel. It's just
Yeah,
I do kind of prefer the remake a little bit more. I like the journey, and it does capture something for me because they did try. You know, they tried to honor the original. They just did add more stuff to it. Uh, I think they could have done a sequel if they hadn't cut old dude's arm off.
yeah, it
Unfortunately,
would have been interesting if they didn't book themselves into a corner. Like, where would they have gone from there? Like Leatherface, let's say he does have both arms. Let's say he kills Jessica Biel, or even Jessica Biel gets away, and then you just continue the body count continues sequel type of thing. That would have been interesting, but I don't know. Like I do like the prequel better, probably because it is more fun. It is more slasher like, whereas the remake it is definitely more ambitious of a film. But I don't know. I definitely those two are pretty interesting because those are really the only two that connect. Like none of the
yeah,
other ones really connect, and
that's
then
what we
two and
wanted.
three don't
It's
connect.
what we wanted. We wanted those things. And
Yeah,
we have to just fucking deal with it. We have to deal with it because clearly not everybody gives a shit.
yeah.
And when someone does give a shit about horror, and we gotta appreciate that because look at us now, 2021, fucking watercolors. Oh, it's scary. I'm so
Yeah,
looking
we're in
forward to it.
2021. The Face of Fear is a shitty watercolor poster of fucking Leatherface, man.
Man.
It's
All right,
fucking.
Clipomania has two questions, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is your opinion about Scream? And then he has another one that I guess we can answer. We can answer that first, actually. Then we can get into Scream because I got some stuff to say about Scream. I guess.
Sure.
Are you for remakes or not?
Me personally, no. 9 times out of 10, no. I don't. I think it's normally done because the original is a good movie. So they're thinking, oh, well, that was a good movie. Let's fucking do that again and we'll update it and put more money behind it. But to me, the original is the good movie most of the time. And like, I don't know, it doesn't, I don't mean to say that there are not good remakes. John Carpenter's The Thing. I thought that new Suspiria remake was really good. The Blob remake's really good. I think there's some good remakes out there, but generally, man, Like, no, like to me, you can't recapture the original Friday 13th. You can't recapture the
No, you
original
can't.
Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dawn of the Dead, even though I like the Dawn of the Dead remake. It's just sometimes, man, I don't know. I think it should be left alone. What do you think?
I uh, I like remakes when people really have a passion for it. I really don't like how a lot of these people try to reintroduce the stuff. Their whole motive is to reintroduce this character to the new era of people, that are just going to go and see a scary movie, and then they have to learn that there is an original movie, like, and then it becomes exploitative because it worked. People came out and saw it, so they're going to make another remake or they'll try it again. And I just don't like that vicious cycle of playing with characters and stories that people that love the original and are fans and interested in horror movies, care about so much, and then turning it into just trying to make it into some bullshit. I don't like
Yeah,
that. You said something really important, and I've said this before too. Um, it's always the popular movies, the movies that were famous back in the day, that get remade. And what we need are some ambitious people to go back and find lesser known horror movies and remake those. That's what you should be doing, because that's what I think that would satisfy a lot of people. I think you would get more creative minds uh, that are interested in remaking a movie like Brain Damage, even though, again, that's a movie that's like has a cult following, and I fucking love Brain Damage. I know there are a lot of people that like Brain Damage, but you could do some shit with Brain Damage. You could do some shit with what Blood Diner. Make it campy, do some crazy shit. You could remake. I'm just looking over here, From Beyond. That's an H.P. Lovecraft movie. We've got Lovecraft movies out the ass that could be remade, but we're too focused on the slasher movies that people are just going to look down their nose upon anyway.
yeah,
Like,
true.
that's what they should do.
Definitely, man.
And
That's
I like
totally true.
remakes. I have fun with them, I guess.
Um, so what are our opinions on Scream? Do you want to take this one first?
Scream is cool. Uh, First Scream is fantastic and did a lot for um, new slashers. Brought in the new wave of how to tell a slasher movie, and it did it by poking fun at the slasher narrative. You know, it broke it down what to expect. So when somebody says, "Oh, this is cliche," and it's like you can always be like, "Well, we know we all saw Scream, we get it. It's not supposed to be like uh, super scary, but they can still be scary, and it's scarier when you're self aware of what slasher movies are, and characters aren't stupid, and you know, essentially respecting the rules of slashers in a real life setting is just having common sense and not being a naive fucking person. And so I'm really, really, really pleased with Scream 4. And I really, really hope that Scream 5 is just as good, and they just make smart decisions. That's at the end of the day, because that's one of the best. I think honestly a really fucking good franchise, man. And to fuck it up at part 5 would, that would blow my mind. Because Scream 4 was really, really good. Like, I think one of the best slashers of the past 10 years. Scream 4 is really, really good. It's really good. So, yeah.
I definitely I'm a big fan of the Scream franchise too, and I love pretty much all of them. Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
have any that I dislike, and I don't like the TV series that I didn't like at all. I got
I
through three
I
episodes.
despise Scream 3. I'm not a fan of Scream 3 at all at
See, it's funny
any
actually.
point.
I think Scream 3 is the best sequel of all of them. I do. I like Scream 3 a lot. I think Scream 3.
Yeah, you're Nate's friend. I forgot. Shit. Nate loved. I didn't mean to laugh that loud, bro. That's so funny because that's the one video that I haven't. Nate's hilarious, bro. I'm sorry. Uh, he makes these videos where he's like, "Why I love the Child's Play remake," and the last one he did was "Why I love Scream 3," and it's. I hate that movie, dude. I hate that movie so much. And I I have to watch this video to really understand why he loves it so much. But you can tell me
I
why
think
the
Scream. I
fuck.
think Scream 3. It's just. It's a way better sequel than the second one, just because I think it returns to the magic of movies around movies, right? Like they're on the
Yeah,
set of Stab, and it's all the actors getting picked off, and the director is the killer, and they do all this stuff with Sydney's mom, and she used to be in all
I
these
hate that.
fucking. Yeah, like I don't know. I enjoy the
Just
Carrie Fisher cameo.
it's the mom thing that is like my biggest pitfall. I hate that angle.
Yeah.
What you said right there with the stab setting and stuff like that, it's cool. The ending was flat. You know, Courtney Cox's bangs were questionable, but
They
you
weren't
know
banging.
they weren't banging. You know, I don't know what they were thinking. What the fuck?
I
How?
don't know. I like the film.
But
I really do. I think the kills are good. I think I really like Nev Campbell's performance because she's really not in it much until about an hour in. Like you get brief
yeah,
clips of her, and then when she comes into it, I feel like her, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, they have much more to do than in the final movie. I think I don't know. It has that charm. It's the one that comes closest to the charm of the first one, and I
I get
think
it.
that even though the I think the Roman thing is ridiculous, where he was behind it, and that is ridiculous. But I don't mind their battle. I like the lose something, found something, bam, shoots that bitch. I was like, oh shit! Like that's one of those. Like I remember I was a kid. I was like, oh, if Ghostface going down, and then pulls out a gun, and clocks fucking Sydney. I was like, yo, holy shit. I don't know. I guess I might be a mark. I don't.
No, no,
It's very possible. You know, I
because
am Nate's friend.
is it better than Scream 4?
Yeah, yeah, I
How
definitely
is it
think
better than Scream 4 though?
Scream 4 was a movie that, while I like it and I do think it's an okay sequel, it's a movie that it's trying to relive the glory days, right? Like to me, Scream was a product of the late 90s and the neo slashers, and I know what you did last summer and your urban legends of the world.
But
And then
that's the
10
love
years
it. That's
later,
why it
it
has
doesn't
the
work with our generation. It
yes,
doesn't.
it does. But this generation is trying to do that. That's why they had the fucking film school. That's why it's the film kids. Like the
Yeah, but
nerds
it's
are
just
like the
it's
ones trying to fucking like relive in it. And that's why it makes sense. Because it fits the time.
But I mean, look at the era that you were in when that movie came out. You're just off the end of the torture porn movies, and then you're into the paranormal movies, and that's slashers weren't happening. And what people
And they
forget about
did. And they suddenly did.
Scream 4 didn't make that much money. Scream 4 wasn't really a big commercial hit like they think Scream 5 is going to be. And maybe, hey, after what Michael Myers just did in 2018 with that box office success, I wouldn't be surprised if they all fucking try it. I'm sure we'll see Freddy soon. I'm sure we'll see Jason soon. This COVID stuff probably pushed that stuff back, but I think they saw what that movie did and said that's what we want to do. But yeah, man, I don't think Scream 4 is bad. I just think it's a almost a love letter to what the first three were. It's that era.
That's a good thing. That's a really good thing though. And
Sure, I didn't say it
that's
was
why
bad.
because people went back. What they did, they saw Halloween because Michael Myers is a fucking draw. You know, people
Yes,
are gonna come out. It's just like hockey mask and Michael. That's it. People are
yeah,
like, ew, Freddy. You know, they'll go see Freddy, but they don't feel the same way about Freddy as they do Michael and Jason. But
true.
what people did is when Halloween 2018 came out, you know, they went back and they're like, Scream 4? And then they watched Scream 4, and that's why Scream 5 is going to be a successful ass movie. It's definitely, and I guarantee you, Selena Gomez is going to be the first one to die, and that will blow people away.
If she's in a
That will,
slutty outfit, I'm all for it, baby.
she will, bro. If she's running, it doesn't
I
even
just
matter if
want to
she's in a
look
slutty
good
outfit.
for
Because
you.
my mind was like, dude, if she's in fucking panties and just a shirt, like, of course, yeah, everybody's gonna love it. But no, if Selena Gomez is, because it's just like Drew Barrymore. That's really bringing it all back. That's all we want is to like. I think Scream was meant to be that sort of thing. That's like the love letter. Scream's the love letter to slashers. Scream 4 is like, trying to like warp this world to where like more people are discovering how good slasher movies are again, finally, you know? And now Scream 5 is going to come out. And if they fucking have Selena Gomez mirror Drew Barrymore, because Drew Barrymore, again, was trying to break away from that image, put Selena Gomez in a fucking movie where she gets butchered. It's full circle. And I think it'll be perfect.
I wish I had as high hopes as you for this new one, man. I
Bro,
don't
come
know.
on.
I kind of just think that was a product of its time. Like 80s slashers are product of the 80s, and Scream is a product of the late 90s and the self-aware and putting all the fucking kids like Dawson's Creek on the cover of the
Right?
posters and the black t-shirts, and like that was that time. Now it's just you look and go, oh, that's what they used to do. I don't know. I like Scream 4, and I thought Scream 4 was a good movie. I liked the twist at the end. I thought that was actually really smart that Emma Roberts wanted the fame of Sidney Prescott and all that. But I don't know. I don't know if I have high hopes for that fifth one, man. I like the franchise overall, but I would have stopped after 4. I thought it was a good return and love letter to what those movies were, but I thought that really should have been the end of the line. We'll see. I don't know. Scream 5,
Man,
man.
Scream 5 is going to be good. I mark my words. I'm saying it now. Scream 5 is going to be a really good slasher movie, and people are going to like it. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. Uh, there's hope. There's hope. And that's all we
Oh,
can
there's always
do is
hope.
hope that there's a good movie.
There's
Wes
always hope.
Craven won't, Wes Craven rests his soul, he left building blocks,
Yeah,
he
he
left
did.
tools. And I think his movies are gonna see a resurgence and relevance. They're gonna do Freddy right.
They're definitely going to do Freddy. I don't know if they'll do it right, but they'll definitely do it. I mean,
They're
that's.
gonna,
I know they sold
especially
the.
after Jack Early Haley.
Oh God, let's not go there. Soulless Trenchcoat says, if you guys had to remake your most hated original horror film, how would you do to improve on it? And but would it still capture the spirit of the original for people who like it? All right, so uh,
You go first. I
a
don't know.
remake of your most hated original horror film. So original horror. Oh, this will be controversial. I'm one of the only people I know who hate this movie. The Stuff from 1985. I don't like The Stuff. I
I
think
don't
it's
like the stuff
actually.
all that much either.
I think it's a bad film.
You think it's
Um,
bad, bad? It's all right.
it's a great
It's
concept. It's
not my
just
favorite.
so fucking poorly done. And I love Larry Cohen, man. Like, may he rest in peace. I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan. Pick Me Up is one of my favorite episodes in the history of television. But yeah, The Stuff, I would, yes, because you know what? You could easily do that and keep the spirit of the original. You keep those fun, cheesy infomercials. Can't get enough of the stuff. All those, like all the marketing ploys, because marketing has and is always shameless. It's a shameless business. Like they do not care what it takes to make their commercials or products memorable. They're going to do it. And that's what the stuff does. There's all these cheap, where's the beef, right? Where's the stuff? You can do stuff like that. Keep it cheesy, keep it fun. But I think at the same time, you take a much different route to the story of the film, the stuff with Michael Moriarty and the kid and stuff like that. I would just make that stuff a little bit more serious, and I think it would really work. It wouldn't take much to really, because the concept is really good, and those infomercials are just the charm and the spirit. I would keep that stuff in, and I would make it a much more either serious, or I just would go balls to the wall fun with it. One or the other. You have to make a choice. And I would probably pick the serious route, make it serious. Like this is a serious epidemic that's going
How
on.
did the movie end again?
The movie ends where like
Yeah.
the stuff is pretty much some people have been taken over by it, and like they feed these business executives the stuff, and it turns out it's Baskin Robbins or something, or it's Haagen Dazs, and like they trick them into thinking it's the stuff. So I don't know. It's a wacky fucking film, but I don't know. I
Would
enjoy the
you would you do like a complete remake, or would you do like a reboot in the realm that it's sort of a sequel?
No, I would completely because nobody other than the diehard horror marks are going to know what the stuff is. Like you ask any of the, we were saying like the casual people, right? we
I
call
mean,
them out.
yeah, yeah. That's what I've been hanging around the MMA people, and they call people casuals. So that's just a sports term or anything
Yeah,
really.
yeah, they're not going to know what the stuff is. So you might as well just
But
start from scratch. I know it's a cult classic, but it's not a giant cult classic. It's not a movie that's untouchable. I think it's a movie that had a great concept, could be improved upon, and I think that's probably what I would do because I do hate parts of the original film, but I do love parts of it. I do think those infomercials are fucking great. But what would you pick, man? Most hated that you'd remake?
oh shit. Um, I haven't really watched a lot of movies that I hate, and so I own probably some movies that I don't like all that much. Maybe. Uh, no dog.
It's hard.
Yeah, because I mean the stuff is a good one because I've never really liked the stuff all that much.
Me neither.
And you could remake that. Um, one that was sort of tossed around. I was like Maniac Cop. You could do Maniac Cop, man. The
Totally.
first Maniac Cop is dope. Don't get me wrong. We all can sort of agree that the second one's the best, uh, like by far. But you can make a dope ass Maniac Cop if you wanted. You just can't be a pussy. You gotta just do it and
And
understand that
would you keep the tongue in cheek tone of it, like because they are fun movies, at least the first two. The third
you
one,
can. And definitely don't make it like too damn political, man.
oh, definitely
You
not.
know, that's the point. Like people are gonna be annoyed if you like push a bunch of propaganda in their face. Not to take anything that's going on in present day lightly, but that's the big thing. Like usually when I bring up Maniac Cop, they're like, "Well, do you think it would be received well today?" It's like, I mean, is anything received well today?
Yeah. But they make
No.
a good point. Like I didn't even think of that to be honest. But yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know if you could really remake Maniac Cop right now,
Good.
especially right
Okay.
now.
I
Maybe
mean,
five
don't do it
years.
not right now, but like you could, like in a year or so, you could do a Maniac Cop, man. Um, Yeah, like there's a scene in the movie. I'm pretty sure the first Maniac Cop. I think one of the cops go up to a woman, and she's so scared of the cop, like the Maniac cop, that she kills an innocent cop. And it's like, dude, that's the angle you need to go about, because law enforcement is there to help you. There are
Yeah.
bad cops. There's a Maniac cop. He's killing fucking everybody.
That's the
Like,
tagline. There are good cops. There are bad cops, but there's only
and then
one
there's Maniac cop.
bad cop.
Like it can be total. I'm not saying like put it in. I'm not even saying like put it in like theater. Just like, uh, I mean, you could put it in theaters, but like not on like a huge scale. Like maybe a limited release for people that want to see it, and it can have some kind of exploitation feel to it. But that's not even my pick. If I were to remake a movie that I hate, like that I really,
That's the hard part. It's like it has to be a movie that I didn't like, but I thought had a good concept.
exactly. Um. Hmm. Ooh, well, I didn't hate that movie. There's just a lot of movies that I want remade, man. Have you seen the movie Scary Movie? Not the comedy. There's like a slasher called Scary Movie.
No, I've seen Scary Movie the comedy.
Let me look it up real quick so I get my facts right. 1991? Is it 1991? Yeah. There's a 1991 slasher type movie called Scary Movie. You can watch it on Tubi for free if you want to watch it. It's really good.
Tubi plug.
Again, I can't. I really I like the stuff is the only one that I'm not a big fan of, and that I could see getting remade. But Scary Movie was like on Halloween night, big time nerd Warren attends a spook house in small Texas town. However, the haunted house may not be as harmless as it seems. And there's like someone going around a haunted house killing people, and they could do Scary Movie. That'd be cool.
I
I
would
don't know.
definitely be down to check out the original and maybe the remake someday if you are the one to write and direct it, man, because I would be
It's
stoked.
real Halloweeny, man. Like uh I know there have been a few haunted house slasher type movies. I'm pretty sure what Hellfest was one, sort of. Wasn't that like at an amusement park or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
festival?
And it came out in
Um,
October.
and what about Haunt? Was Haunt one?
Haunt was, yeah, they go into the haunted house and it's around Halloween time. That one blew up on the internet. People were
Yeah.
fucking crazy
Yeah,
about
it did blow up out of nowhere, man. Uh do it again. Like give us more. Like who gives a shit if it's like say it, dub it a remake and give us a Scary Movie and like make it along the lines of dude, you know who you could cast as the nerd character? What's his name? Old dude. Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe.
it.
Boom.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Put him in a slasher movie.
Why not? I'd love to
You know?
see that. Maybe Ron Weasley is revealed as the killer at the end.
Yeah, put Rupert dead ass. Put him in
Harry,
there.
you're always taking my fucking publicity away.
What does he look like nowadays? His
I
name's
don't know.
Rupert. Is his
Probably
name Rupert Grint?
Rupert
Yeah.
Grant or Grint or something. I
Dude,
don't
he's
know.
a weird looking fucking dude anyway. Like make him the killer. Like that's perfect. And then it can be like a jab at both things. Like that's how you
Harry,
sell
you're
a movie.
always
That's how you sell a movie, man. Like you just get people that look familiar and you fucking put them in a slasher and people
Harry
will come.
Potter and the Order of Curly Fries.
Exactly.
Aiden Vaver writes in favorite John Carpenter film. You can take this one first.
Oh boy. Uh Halloween, probably. Um John Carpenter films. My brain doesn't operate sometimes.
This is
Just
registering.
so I don't fucking like miss out on anything and someone says like, "Oh, but what about this one?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that one."
That's gonna happen regardless, though.
No, he has so many good movies. I mean, it is Halloween. That's my favorite one. But obviously The Thing.
Yeah, I would
I think
probably
The
go with
Thing
the thing.
is probably more rewatchable. I love Halloween, but I'd rather put on The Thing than Halloween.
I agree with you. I like the thing better too. Like Kurt Russell, the atmosphere, the fucking special effects, the
Facts.
music, the just every time it snows, I want to watch that and The Shining like back to back. I think the thing is just,
Ooh, I should do that, man. Watch those back to back.
dude. Yeah, wait for
I've never
next time
tried
it's a
that.
blizzard and you can't go anywhere. Put those two on back to back, belly to belly.
Fingers crossed on blizzards. What edition of The Thing do you have? Like, I know you got it on Blu-ray.
I have the standard, the original Blu-ray they released. I don't have the Shout Factory Blue yet. Why do you?
Gang. I got the when it released at first, the Thing Steelbook was like $13, so I bought that like immediately. So I've only watched it from that, but I'd only ever seen it on DVD, and the effects, my God.
Oh,
When the
unbelievable!
transfer is like, and I'm sure it looks basically the same as long as it's like HD, like it's gonna look amazing. But
It
it
does,
blew my fucking mind, like how beautiful those effects actually are. Like,
and they hold up. I mean, to
man,
this day, they look great.
dude,
It's not like
absolutely.
you can't watch it and go, oh, like no, you watch it and go, holy fucking shit! Like to
There's
this
the
day.
this part where it was after the dude, he's doing the defibrillator, gets his arms bit off, and then there's this part where the dude's stomach is opening up and like shit is like like building up and like shit's like flying out his stomach and stuff. Like it's just a short like part, but I love like it really builds up the fucking like anticipation of what is going to actually happen, and then shit shoots out, and there's a head, and it's perfect, man. It's a
Yeah.
fucking amazing movie.
The tension in that film, unlike any other. And I will say another one that
Great.
I really, really find underrated is Assault on Precinct 13. I know a lot of John
Good.
Carpenter fans, they always mention like and I love They Live, Prince of Darkness, Big Trouble Little China, Escape from New York. I
In the
mean,
Mouth of
Elvis,
Madness, baby.
yeah, Christine, In the Mouth of Madness, Vampires. You can go on forever. He made so many great movies. But I will say, I think Assault on Precinct 13 is the most underrated, and I would say that would probably be in my top three. I love, love, love that movie. Does not
Dude,
get to.
Village of the Damned, bruh.
Oh my God, it's another one. Yeah, yeah. Like
Really good.
other than maybe two movies or three movies, they're all fucking good. Like all of them. Like it's crazy how good his track record is, man. Like the only ones I don't like is like Memoirs of an Invisible Man, Ghost of Mars. I don't really like Dark Star. I like the idea of Dark Star. It was done a lot better in Alien when Dan O'Bannon made it a horror film. And even a lot of people tell you they hate The Ward, although I didn't even hate that at all. I like The Ward, to be honest. But yeah, man, that guy's.
I didn't like The Fog the first time I watched The Fog. I thought it was boring, and then I watched The Fog again and like actually paid attention to, because I have this thing where I won't pay attention to shit the first time I watch it sometimes. And so I'll
Yeah.
be like, that was boring. And then I'll wait like 3 months and watch it again. And I'm like, it's really good.
Yeah,
It's
for real.
got
The
really
Fog is
good
a
atmosphere.
great ghost story movie, and I actually, it's funny. The
Good.
first time I saw The Fog, I would agree. Like I didn't hate it, but I was let down. And then with
Yeah.
upon a couple rewatches,
It's a very dreary movie. You know, it's foggy all the fucking time and dark. But I'm not real shit. I'm not a big paranormal, ghost, or demon fan of movies, but especially ghosts. I don't even like ghost movies, but The Fog is a good ghost movie. There's
yeah,
some good ones, there's good stuff everywhere, but a lot of times I'm not impressed with paranormal movies. Like, I actually just watched The Host or Host. Did you watch Host on
the
Shutter?
Bong Joon Ho host or which
No,
one?
no, no, no. There's a new movie called Host about these people that are on a Zoom call and they
Oh,
have a
with the Shutter.
séance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
and yeah, whatever.
That should be on the DVD.
Yeah,
Igor says.
that's gonna be my review. It'll be just, and then I'll play the trailer, and then whatever. It's like it's not that fucking good. It's all
It's
right.
not.
It's impressive that you did it over the Zoom call, but with movies like Unfriended and whatever other movie that spawned from Unfriended, I'm not impressed that you made
And
a ghost story about people on a fucking Zoom call just because we're in quarantine and we social distance. It's a smart movie, and the fact that it's like 50 minutes or whatever, it benefits it because there's not a lot you can do with it, especially since it's an angle of storytelling that has already been explored, and at this point, I think it's overdone.
yeah, I agree. I'm
But
not big on it either, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's just a fancy way of like going, oh, let's make a movie this way. My question is, Ty Romulus Nyberg is the next genius of cinema. That's not really a question, but it could happen.
never know. You peep the. Are you following Evil Steeble?
Evil Steeble, no.
Oh, you need to. You've got to, man. Me and Ty worked together on a short involved in this Scarlet Cinema horror anthology dropping on Halloween night.
Ooh.
Definitely come out to that. Subscribe to him. He's dope. But the big thing now is that he's working together with horror YouTube creators and making anthologies out of horror shorts that they create. So uh, this Halloween, he's dropping the second one. There's a first one, so there's this the second one he's done.
Dude, that's
That's
incredible.
sort of why he's saying that.
Oh, dude, for real, for real. That's awesome. Yeah, he mentioned something on my last show. He was like, "Oh, I want you to review," and I was like, "What?" Like, I've never even heard of it, the Scarlet Cinema or any of that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I will definitely be
check
sure.
out Scarlet
Is he
Cinema.
subscribed to you, or have you ever done a video with Evil Steeble?
I've never done a video with Evil Stevel before, but I've been subscribed to him for a minute now, at least a year. And he's just a good dude. But what he's doing right now uh, is a big deal. You know, I think it is just because there's not a lot of people doing anthologies that this grand collaborative effort for horror creators and horror fans to do stuff and maybe flex their creative muscle a little bit, especially since we're all trapped in our homes.
Hey man, I've always wanted to make a horror film too. Like I don't know, like I
You
know
do
nobody
it.
asked this, but actually I would love to ask you this because I don't know. I mean, maybe you don't have an answer, but if you could ever, like, let's say you had the money, you had the resources, some of the actors and actresses that you wanted, what type of horror film, or is there any specific idea that like you had?
I have a whole thing.
Oh, go for it.
It'd be a slasher for sure. What's
Okay.
cracking, Martin? Anthropomantic fiend.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it's definitely a slasher.
Too sweet, baby.
Found footage usually doesn't do it for me. That's my problem. Is most ghost stories are focused on found footage, and I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. It's overplayed. It's bullshit. Gay next. But yeah. Where was it? A slasher? Yeah, a slasher. Uh, I would make a thing where people went to like an art camp or something, like something that they went to in high school. Because I feel like a lot of times we go to like little retreats or programs when we're like involved in art, and you meet a bunch of different artists, and you could have like a reuniting thing, like a reunion of an art camp. So like there's a lot of opportunities to have a lot of different things going on at an art camp. Um, and there's killers. I don't know. I don't want to get too into it, but the premise would be there would be like multiple killers uh, and twists and stuff towards the end that make it interesting. But hella gore, like hella
Need
gore.
gore.
Yeah, like I have it all planned out. I literally have a script written up on it, but it would cost money to do, especially the type of effects, and there would be like I think like 13 bodies, like 13 people, like three killers, four killers. So it would be a thing.
Dude, that's awesome. That Anthropomantic Fiend says, I've written a tongue in cheek slasher about a killer lunch
Yes.
lady. I'd probably be trying to film it now if we weren't. Yeah, yeah, that's the sad thing about this whole thing.
Killer Lunch Lady movie is a perfect idea.
Yeah, for real. Like
We
I
need
think that would be
stuff
a
like
really
that.
fun one. Was talking with Gideon. I've had him on past shows. He's a great person, Gid Dahmer. Um, we were talking about like collaborating because there's always been this one I wanted to do on my own, but there was one I was talking about with him, and we wanted to do this thing where it was like a laundromat, and people could go to the laundromat and like make a special order, right? So go to the people behind the counter and be like, listen, I want this person wiped out, almost like a hitman service. I want this person wiped out and I want it to all come out in the wash. So basically, kill this motherfucker for me. I'll pay you for it. And I don't want any repercussions from it. And like, that was a really fun thing to brainstorm with him. And I remember us coming up with like the people that worked inside that they weren't human. Like they were all like creatures of some sort, and the evil mastermind was this little 4'11" Chinese lady who was pulling all the strings and dancing to Evil Woman towards the end of our movie.
Ah,
Like it would just, I feel
that's a
like that would be
good
such a
idea, dude.
fun
That's a
movie
good
to
idea.
make, just a movie that you could have all the gore in the world, and then you could also have all this like creativity and stuff like that.
There's a
I
lot of
definitely,
humor in that, man. There's a lot of humor. Like
yeah,
how would you would have characters in it to like there's something weird about that laundromat or some shit. Like just people that would like maybe survive and try to investigate.
Yeah, like I think it would be so cool to just be like, oh, we hired somebody, but let's see I want to see what's behind that curtain, what's behind all those clothes that are in there, and then you could literally have a fucking factory of not, how you see in like suits hung up and stuff. You could have a dead guy in a suit and like a whole fucking factory in the background, all these fucking monsters like kind of working just like everyday blue collar people. I feel
It would
like
be
that would
funny,
be
bro.
so fucking fun, man. Me and him, we sat for hours talking about making that movie. If we had the money, I would try it. The title would
I'm on
probably
board with
be,
that, dude. I'm on board with that. Absolutely.
"Hey, dude, if it ever happens, all my fellow YouTube supporters, they can totally what the fuck? They could totally be in it because like who else? I can't. I'm probably not gonna have the money to pay people, so I would love to have y'all come be in it.
Whatever. Dude, I'll fucking, dude, yes. Because, dude, that would be so funny, man. That'd be so funny. And you can, I want to write the dialogue. I want to help write the script.
Sure,
I want to,
I'll be your
because
all
there's
suggest.
some jokes
I
you could
need this
have, like,
movie.
especially today, like, people are scared. And the fact that the laundromat worker, like, I guess the lady at the front desk is like some Asian lady, like a
Yeah,
Chinese woman. Like, you could
yeah.
our society is so fucking PC now, and it's like it's not. I'm not trying to like go there, but it's like you can kind of make fun of like dude. I bet there's like a sweatshop behind there, and it's like they have a whole factory back there of all these people, and then like they turn out to be like monsters actually, and there's a whole factory back there, and it's like funny. Like it's funny.
Yeah, no, I would not. Yeah, exactly. Like it would all be done in good taste. I wouldn't be trying to say anything, or I think. I mean, I guess if you look at it in depth, like all these people. Like I work in a building where there is a factory part of it, and they
Right.
work those people like dogs. So you could literally have these creatures being the workers like damn we work like dog we are we're these animals man and like I thought that would be even if you want to do some kind of
He's
social
so
commentary.
fucking fun, man. Like, and what if like the workers are like tired of doing it, and they're like they have to turn on the Asian lady or whatever, and the Asian lady turns out to be like the queen beast, and she's like way fucking, dude, that'd
Yeah,
be
like
so
she's 4 foot
funny.
11 and bursts out into this giant monster and is like this is the roost I roll baby and
That'd
like
be funny.
we had this idea where at the end where we'd have like two people like kind of in the middle of this and like they'd have this big party where all the fucking creatures were clapping and then the 4 foot 11 lady she would start dancing to Evil Woman by ELO and like they'd just be clapping for her and then in the back of her would be all these dead bodies in this fucking laundromat and like Evil Woman like that would be so fucking fun man. I really I hope someday like granted everybody watching this will know the movie but I don't know I thought we had some good ideas and fun parts so definitely like just one of those things that was born out of just our creativity and love for the genre especially the comedic side of it. I love it. I feel like I got him. He's
I
like,
got, dude. All right, so look, I have a scene in the script. Right, there's a scene where, long story short, there's like I touch on like some transgender stuff going on, not transgender, but more like some man that wants to dress as a woman. He's transgender, low key, and he like has this thing, and like he does like Rocky Horror, and he like sings the what's it called? What's that song?
Time Warp?
He says something. He goes, "Don't dream it's be it," that song or whatever. And like you release like how you release like confetti? You just like
Yeah,
release
yeah, no.
you release like body parts from
Yes.
the ceiling, and
Oh,
like
bloodstained clothes.
you shoot it in like slow motion with like
That
a
would be
the Rocky Horror set, and like since it's set in an art camp, there are actors there, so like this person could be just like a thespian, and so it's like that'd be so fucking, and like ah why aren't our movies being made, man.
It's sometimes the great talent, it doesn't have money, or when it finally finds the person that is willing to give them the money, they don't get behind the project. That's the sad part of producers, man.
Need to
Like
do it.
to us, it sounds great, but neither of us have the money of a producer. And if I tell that to a uptight producer who
Oh
doesn't love
yeah,
horror
dude.
movies,
Exactly.
he might
Like
go,
that's what I
"That's
was saying. Like
stupid. That's
your angle
offensive."
with the Asian laundry lad, that's like perfect. But people, if you get the wrong producer or whatever, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, she have to be Asian." It's just because I think we're running out of too many stereotypes here, or like the
Yeah, no.
fact that my character is transgender. But it's like if you just, it's not like transphobic to make a transgendered killer, you know.
No. Look at the
I,
Sleepaway Camp sequels. Those movies
and
aren't.
I'm not even talking about like it's nothing to do with J.K. Rowling and her crazy ass escapades and her fucking book, her book where she's literally like battling with like, oh, trans gender people are crazy and maniac. Like that's not, no, no. Mine would just be this person happens to be trans and this person also happens to be fucking crazy. Uh, and there'd be multiple killers. That's just one killer.
Hey man, I wish our movies could get made. Maybe
I know.
someday, maybe one of us hits the lottery and then we just, I
We're
don't know, like
ahead
how
of our
good could,
times, bro. Ahead of our
dude,
time.
Graveyard Grande, like I'll produce your movie, you produce my movie.
Deal.
Need Gore presents
Deal.
a Grande's Graveyard release. That
Grande
would be
Gory
amazing.
Graveyard. Triple G.
Triple G, baby. Yeah, I definitely, yeah. It's fun to just shoot creativity ideas and stuff like that too. Like hearing yours, hearing mine, like it's fun. And like some people in the comments, yeah, like another one here. I've put together a ridiculous idea for a horror movie about a killer who turns into a moth. That's
That's
badass. Blinded by the light.
bruh. Moth killer, bruh.
The Mothman from Teen Titans, and fucking they kill him by like just lighting up big fire or something. He just like flies into it.
So stupid.
Yeah, I know. But it sounds awesome.
I'd watch it. I'd definitely watch it. I'm about to
Beautiful.
watch Blood Quantum. I've been hearing good things about Blood Quantum.
Blood
You seen
Quantum.
that?
No, I haven't.
It's a Shutter original. From what I gather, it's about it takes place on this Indian reservation, Native American reservation, during a pandemic. But the pandemic entails that you turn into a zombie, right? And the only people that are immune to uh, the plague or whatever are the Native Americans. And so the roles are reversed. Now the Native Americans are the ones that are like not getting sick and shit. So it looked gory as shit. So
Ooh. I'll have to give it a look, man. That sounds cool too.
it's gonna be good.
Have you seen any of the new Blumhouse releases on Amazon Prime?
No,
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't. I'm not big on Blumhouse or any of that, man. I'm just not like.
what have they released recently?
They released like 4 new original horror movies, and like honestly, I'll be honest, I don't know what any of them are really about. Like I know there are certain people like that have watched all of them already. They're all free to watch if you have Amazon Prime. um, but I haven't really. I've heard some buzz. I've heard most of them aren't really that good, but they released 4 of them like on the same day, uh, in
Man,
honor of it being Halloween.
you
I
know
know
what
they're
I
going
want
to
to
release
watch?
Craft soon
I
too.
know it's, oh god, no,
Yeah, no, fuck that.
no,
Yeah,
no, thank you.
I'm
I'm
good
good
on
off
Craft.
that. I'm good off that. Yeah. Uh, I'm interested in A24's got good stuff. I'm waiting on whatever happened to Saint Maud, bruh. I was looking forward to Saint Maud. I want to watch Saint Maud. Like, where is this? Where can I watch this? When can I watch it? I know Ben Grimm knows. Ben Grimm was like talking about Saint Maud. It's supposed to be released eventually, but we got Nate.
Our boy's in the Heasy, by the way.
Oh boy, and the Heezy. What's cracking, sir?
Good
It
brother
happened.
Nate.
We're here. We're live. We're chilling.
Chilling like villains, baby.
Chilling hard, man. Yeah, have you heard of Saint Maud?
No, I haven't heard that one either.
It's like a horror, psychological horror or whatever.
Is it on? Is it another Shutter one or?
I think I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's A24.
Oh, A24. Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be creepy.
Yeah.
Uh man, I don't know, man. The trailer really got to me, man. It's like one of those religious horror movies, and I like those.
Oh, dude, cool. Send me the trailer for sure. Like, send me the link
Cool.
to
Here I go.
it. And here I go.
Saint Maud trailer. I
Yeah,
remember
people in
like
the
this
comments are like
trailer, like
disturbing.
the trailer dropped, and people were like, "It looks so."
Oh no, I
It
haven't
dropped
even seen the trailer.
7 months ago, bro.
7 months ago. What
Yeah,
the fuck? Where was I?
and I guess the pandemic or whatever the fuck uh, put a halt to that.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. Movies this year are really. Ty Junebug wants me to make him a moderator, which I don't know how to do. Um,
Oh, you can here. You can make me a moderator too. Let me get drop this Saint. Oh yeah, I can't drop it in the chat because you need to. All right, so there's the three dots. You'd have to do it on the YouTube chat. Uh, so on the YouTube chat, there's three dots next to our names or whatever, and you
yeah.
click on that, and it should say add moderator. And the only thing, when you have moderators, it just means they can drop links in the chat and lock potential trolls or whatever.
Oh, okay. So I have to go to our actual stream of this.
Yeah, you have to go to the stream.
Oh, that was what I was doing wrong because I click it here in the regular chat and it just tells
It
me
doesn't do
block
shit.
user or put user in timeout, and I was like, I don't want to do either one of those. Like, let's see.
But yeah,
So I'll go to the regular chat here.
we'll look up Saint Maud, see if I can
Yeah, for sure.
find it online, man. Is it just not
Did you see?
released?
Did you see? The last horror movie I saw in the theater before the pandemic was The Lodge. Were you a fan of that? Did you see it?
The lodge is where they're like out in the middle of nowhere, sort of,
Yeah.
and there's like the crazy mom. The
Yeah.
crazy mom.
Crazy mom.
I did see it. I did see it, and I thought it was good. It was damn good. I couldn't
Oh,
really complain with it at all.
yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really good, and I saw it in the theater. I made you a moderator, Ty. You can send me the link.
Hook your boy up.
Yeah.
Even that
Um,
Richie
out
poo.
here grinding. If y'all doing that online Christmas shopping, we getting ready for y'all. Oh my God, online Christmas shopping in October. You are a
Christmas shopping.
goddamn.
Santa Nate, Mister Nate Claus.
My favorite horror movies of the year are probably The Babysitter 2, Vampires versus the Bronx, and Gretel and Hansel. My favorite would probably be The Lodge. I really liked After Midnight. I thought that was a really good one. And oh my God, there was one more that I recently saw and I actually really enjoyed it. Oh my God, why can't I think? I just saw it too. I'm drawing a blank. I forget the other one. That was like I had a top three, and I forget what the other one was. But those two, After Midnight and The Lodge, I really loved.
You should have left. Did you see that?
No, that was the Kevin Bacon one. What'd you think? Did you like that?
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of ending things. Did you see that movie?
Which one?
I'm thinking of ending things.
Oh no, I haven't heard of that one either. No.
It sucks. Boring. It was,
Boring.
it was boring as shit though, man. I like The Hunt. The Hunt was dope.
Oh, The Hunt. Yeah, that was. I think that was one of the last movies that was like out worldwide before the pandemic, because I saw Sonic the Hedgehog and I saw The Lodge the same weekend, and that was it. And like the next week, it was still, the movies were still going, and that was really it. After that, I remember the movies that closed down the next week, and I was like, oh shit, like that's freaking crazy.
I need to
Okay,
see
Ty put the
Underwater
link
still.
here. Okay, Ty, I will give it a look, my good friend. Bliss was technically last year. Loves that one. I'm still trying to think of the fucking one I forgot. I saw another movie this year I really liked. I don't know. It's not coming to me. But what do you think of modern horror, man? Do you like the direction of it right now? Do you think, I know with this whole pandemic, theatrical is tough, but do you like the current state of the genre, or do you think that we desperately need something to move us along?
Yeah, I think we're good. I really do think we're good. I just I think people, even fans, even like just regular cinema goers that aren't horror movie fans, are like wising up to the the thing, the fucking thing where it's like, these movies are bad. I think actually streaming is helping the movies that get released to theaters, because there's a lot of bad movies that are horror movies that get released on streaming, and people make the mistake of watching them, and they're wising up and they're like realizing, oh, these suck. And because they're free and readily available on their streaming app, they can watch it when they're bored.
It's true.
So I think it's really important that we get people that love streaming to get Shudder so they can discover good movies, uh, and that'll help the good movies that come to theaters get appreciated and watched more. Um, but yeah, I think there's always going to be bad horror movies and bad remakes and bad shit, no matter what. But eventually, I think we're getting close to circling around to both smart horror movies and maybe getting back to doing some exploitation horror, uh, making them more prevalent, because those are really really good movies.
I love exploitation movies, man. I would kill for them to make some more. Like Hobo with a Shotgun was such a fun throwback to what exploitation movies used to be. But like, man, we need some more. We need, and it, like you said before, the time that we live in. I mean, it's tough to really make an effective exploitation movie
Yeah,
now. But
you
man,
can't need to.
I would love it. Yeah, for real. Like it's just it's time. I'm such a big fan of like movies like They Call Her One Eye, I Spit on Your Grave, Texas Chainsaw. I mean, there's so many great exploitation films. Say Schoolgirls and Chains, some
Yeah.
great Don Jones movies. Like I'm a
Oh.
huge exploitation fan. It needs to return. I would kill for it, man.
See, they made that movie Unhinged with Russell Crowe, and they could have very easily taken it in a more like real ass like at grindhouse exploitation type movie where someone just like loses their mind and shit one night or one day. Uh, but I'm pretty sure they played that movie kind of safe. Like I'm pretty,
That's
like
what they always do. It's that there's
that's
never
annoying.
a chance. It's just I don't know, man.
Make it gore. Just add the gore. Give us blood. That's all we want. Like I don't know. Like whatever happened to circular saws? Like just
Maybe
give
someone
me the
will
fuck.
remake Sallow. No, I don't think so. I love that movie though. That's a fucking talk about fascism in a film, man. Holy shit. That's one of the craziest movies ever made.
It's timeless.
It
It's
is
timeless.
timeless.
You'll
And
never
all
be
its
able to
glorious
remake
shit eating.
lots of shit, man. Lots of shit. You want to experience something like fucked up and trippy? Listen to the original Marquis de Sade uh, audio book on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
See how far you can get into that before you like turn it off and be like, this is just fucking just smut, disgusting, just the worst shit ever written by anybody is the Marquis de Sade. And I
Wow.
guarantee you, you will not. I couldn't make it through. I tried, uh, but it's repetitive, disgusting depravity. Like, ooh, like you remember how uncomfortable you felt in Silo when that woman was telling those stories for
Yeah.
story time? It's that times a million.
Very interesting.
It's horrible.
I'll have
I,
to
I
send me a
highly
link to
recommend.
that too, man. You give me a bunch of goodies to watch here, man.
Highly
I'll have
recommend.
to, that sounds awesome. Um, do you think Planetara successfully captures the grindhouse feel or lapses too much into parody? I like the film, but it's a parody. It's not like Death Proof's a grindhouse
Death
movie, like,
Proof is
through
on
and
point.
through. Yeah, Planet Terror I like, but it is more of a spoof. It is. It's
Yeah.
more of a haha, this is so ridiculous. Where Death Proof is like there are jokes in Death Proof, but it's not like it's a serious movie pretty much the whole way through. I fucking love Death Proof a lot more, but Planet Terror is a good movie for sure.
It's
Horror
good.
Boy, yeah, Hardboy asks, are we excited about Scream 5? We had this whole conversation already. Basically, I don't have high hopes, but Nigor thinks it's going to be great and it's going to make a lot of money.
I think it's going to be like successful, man. I think it's going to be very successful. Yeah. So I'm holding out for it, man.
We will
Arthur
see.
has that book, Market Assad.
Yeah, I don't. I have the scary stories to tell in the
I
dark.
don't.
I always read those, and I adore them, man. I'm a huge fan of scary stories to tell in the dark. I have the first book, and I also have Tales from the Twilight Zone over there. That's a great one. It's like episodes of the Twilight Zone, but it's in a book, like just literature form. I have the Dawn of the Dead novel. That's an incredible book. I'm a huge fan of horror literature. Blood Spattered Bride. Oh, that's a great one, man. I also like The Bride from 70. I think it was 72. That's a great exploitation horror movie.
Uh, Miss 45. It's just like it's a grindhouse movie. It's not really horror all that much, but Miss
It's like
45
Rape
is
Revenge. So yeah.
so good.
Yeah, no, that's a Miss 45 is a really good movie. Driller Killer. Like Video Nasties. Like they don't make movies like that anymore. Like I would love for
Yeah.
a Video Nasties era to come
They're just
back.
exploitation horror. Like a lot of times they would just like classify something as video nasty because of the title.
Yeah. Driller
That
The
movie
Funhouse.
fucking Axe.
That's not a horror. That's not a
Axe is so fucking bad and boring.
Oh, from the
Axe is all right,
70s. I actually
but
like
it's
that movie.
boring as shit. And there's no way that's like a video nasty, but it is a video nasty just because it's Axe.
Yeah. There's a
So
lot of video nasties like Flesh for Frankenstein. Why is that a video nasty?
I don't even understand.
Frozen Scream. Why is that a video nasty? There's so many. I Miss You Hugs and Kisses. That's just a courtroom drama movie. Like why is that a video
Video
nasty?
nasty. It's so gross,
Video
man.
nasty. I
It's
love the
horrible.
video nasties. I hope someday that we could revisit that era where they make movies that fucking controversial
Yeah.
with those epic titles and gore and I don't know. I'm a mark for those. I got to do more video nasty episodes because I did one, and I would love to do more. Like just do two an episode, and like try to cover all 72 someday. That would be a fun series to
Dude,
do.
I'm saying it now. Me, you, and Nate need to talk exploitation horror in like podcast form. I
Anytime,
think that
man.
would be dope.
Would absolutely love
Because
to,
I love grindhouse movies.
dude. I do too. I own a ton.
So,
I'm a huge fan. I did an episode talking about all the cannibal movies, exploitation movies on the Video Nasties list. That was a really fun episode of the Graveyard to do. They're fun, man. They're totally fun to talk about. Scream 3 and Halloween are literally on the same level. Nate, I defended Scream 3. He shit on it, but I defended it, and he was like, "Why?" And I was like,
I literally I laughed so hard because
and he
I haven't watched the
apologized.
video yet, man. Because because he knows when he made the Child's Play video, I had the same reaction. I was like, ah, and then I like didn't watch it like for a minute, and then I came back to it, and then I understood, and then I rewatched Child's Play remake, and I still think the same things, but I get it.
I I like that movie too.
Bruh.
I did. I did. I like that remake. Again, another one they took the concept and did something different. I like that one for sure. But I can understand. I can understand why people hate it. I'm
I
killing them
don't
on the
hate it.
inside.
I don't hate it. It's just the ending is horrible. Worst ending.
You don't like the My Buddy song?
Did you see his face? Yeah, that's how I've been looking this whole night. I've been like,
My favorite was the Selena Gomez. Old Selena Gomez, you crossed your eyes. That was fucking.
dude, Selena Gomez, dog. She's a baddie. She's so sexy, bro. It's like, dude, what if she's naked the whole movie though? Like, she's a nudist, and it's the
She's
best movie
hot.
of all
What? We
time.
can't love her hotness though.
She should show off her scar more, man. Like, just do it. She's
Hey
got a scar
man,
like right
Spring
there.
Breakers is an all-time classic. I'm just gonna say it.
It is. That's a good movie. That's a movie that like would have been a video nasty. It's like a
Yeah, it
crime,
fucking would have been.
you know?
James Franco as the lead in a video nasty. That's something you
So
never would. I love
definitely
that
put
movie. I
James
really do.
Franco in more wild shit like that.
Yeah. We're killing Corey's soul.
No, you're not killing my soul. It's just yeah, you're killing me. You are
You're
killing me.
killing me, Small.
Killing me. Jesus.
Hey, before Gail Gadot was casted, my choice to play Cleopatra was. I think I agree with that. I like Selena Gomez to play Cleopatra way more than Gail. I think she's more pretty than Gail Gadot.
Oh, I don't know. Is Gal Gadot slated to be Cleopatra or some shit?
I guess so. I don't know. I feel that's a weird. Gail Gadot can't act. Like Gail Gadot is just all like I don't know. I'm not a big
Pretty.
fan. Yeah, I don't even think
Beautiful.
she's that. Like she's pretty, but like
She's got a big head. Am I the only one that thinks she's got a big ass head?
I'd agree. She has a big forehead.
Yeah.
Very eh.
I hope South Park like parodies her just in general.
Me too.
Oh, if they come back, dude, and like have her, you know how Gal Gadot started the "Imagine There's No Heaven" on
Yeah.
Instagram or whatever. If they made fun of that shit and how it had Gal Gadot do that shit, her name's dumb, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
That's great. Her fucking name is dumb.
Gal
Three
Gadot.
Tribes
What?
have a new mask. I hope it's better than the shitty mask in the fucking MTV show. That was a shitty mask.
Make it one of those cheap bleeding masks.
The Carrie remake is better than The Exorcist. Which Carrie remake are you
He's
talking about?
literally
I praise talking about the Angela Bettis one. If he's talking about
Mr.
the
What
one,
you should do is ban Soulless Trenchcoat
oh no,
for spam. Better yet, make me a mod and I'll do it for you.
a mod.
And I'll also drop the Saint mod link in the chat. But Trenchy, he's just saying that. He's joking around. He says that before, like, there's no way. How do you feel about the Carrie remake? The remake.
Which remake?
The remake.
The remake?
The remake, man.
The Angela Bettis one I love.
I like that one a lot, but the other one. The
Chloe
other one.
Grace Moretz one I fucking hate with a passion.
It's so bad, bruh.
She flies out of the prom like the fucking emperor and then blows up a car.
She's like, yeah. Like, come on, bro. That's acting? Is that did Carrie have to do that at all?
Did Carrie White fucking
did real Carrie?
Up a car and walks
the
away
real
like
one?
Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man.
Come on, bro.
What the fuck are you doing? That's Carrie White.
That Carrie remake is as bad as Jake Gyllenhaal's Green Lantern. All right, it's horrible.
Jake Gyllenhaal's Green Lantern.
Is that his name? Not Jake Gyllenhaal. Fucking Ryan Reynolds. Whatever. Whatever. They're the same person, man. Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern is Chloe Grace Moretz and Carrie.
You can't the problem with that movie too is that Chloe Grace Moretz is too attractive to be Carrie.
Y'all can't get me now. You just in the chat. Got Grande here. He knows what's up. He fucking hates that movie. That movie's bad, dude. I'm sorry.
Carrie 2013 stinks, man.
I know he's just straight. He's just playing around. I'm kidding too, but I'm not kidding about Carrie. Carrie is garbaggio.
Yeah, as I call it, Carrie meets Iron Man 2013 because it's
I forgot about that scene. She did fly out of the fucking.
She fucking floats like the Emperor.
Out, and there's fire behind her. It's like, come on, dog. She's not a super fucking hero.
Risers on people and
she doesn't know she's Iron Man yet, guys. You're making her Iron Man, but she didn't go, I am Iron Man. It's not Iron Man until then.
I would pop if somebody took that scene where she blows up the car and walks away and floats away like Iron Man, and like put the Iron Man song to it. I would fucking pop for that. I would send the person money. Like I would be like, "Yo, God bless you, man." Dude, I'm sorry. Julianne Moore trying to be as wacky as Piper Laurie.
Oh
No
my
way, dude.
God, can we
No
talk
way.
about it? You do it. Go. Rip her open. Do it.
So bad, dude. It's so
She's so
bad, dude.
bad.
Patricia Clarkson and Angela Bettis were good because they both dialed it back from where the original movie went. That was a good remake. Both of their performances were good. Julianne Moore, I love the man with the smell of whiskey on his breath. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Come on. Oh my God.
Fucking bitch. She tried so hard to be Piper Laurie, bruh. And
Dude,
she
she
is
can't be
not.
Piper Laurie. You
You don't
can't.
have the acting chops, son. You don't have the game plan. You don't have the blueprint. You don't have. Dude, come on, man.
And the characters are also unmemorable. Like even the bullies are not memorable at all. Like in the Angela Bettis remake, I remember the Emily DeRavin as the lead
Yeah, she
as
was good as
Hargensen,
Chris.
and the chick who's in American Mary. Oh my God, what's
Yep.
the fuck's name?
Isabella, whatever. Catherine
Isabella.
Isabella.
Yeah,
Catherine Isabella.
Catherine Isabel.
Yeah,
Catherine Isabel. You
she's
remember
good.
her as the PJ Souls character. You don't remember
But
anything in that
no,
remake.
in the Carrie remake in 2013, they're all the same level of cunt. Like there
Yes.
is no, you know what I mean? Like Isabella's like, whatever, ditzy cunt, and then Chris Hargison's like actually evil. But like on 2013, they're like all the only difference between uh the characters, the evil ones or whatever in 2013 is that one of them has a boyfriend who's also evil. Come on, dude.
It's horrible. That's a
The great
horrible
the great part
remake.
about fucking the original Carrie is that Chris Hargison has to blow her boyfriend in order to get him to like participate in the evil
And it's
acts.
John Travolta.
That's
Oh my God. It's
John
John Travolta.
Travolta.
Oh my
Crazy.
God. I'm John
I
Travolta.
told
I'm
you
in
not
the
to call
fucking
me that.
Titanic.
He's like, you shit. He's like, no one's ever called me a shit in my life. I'll
Don't
pull
talk
this
to me
car
that way.
over and beat you with the fucking tie iron. He's ridiculous. He didn't talk like that at all either.
Yeah, no. Royale with cheese? Sure.
Jeez.
Let's go kill a pig.
I'm gonna go home and have a heart attack. Yep.
Dude, crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. I don't understand the fans of that movie. Yeah, all right. Soulless Trench Coat even agrees the first remake is better. Yeah, I think the same thing.
Look at what Nate's doing. Nate's trolling, dog. You got trolls in the chat. No.
The Fog and Carrie. No, they're bad. They're bad movies. I think he's talking about the Fog
The
remake. They're
Fog
both
remake.
really
I didn't
bad
know there was
movies.
a Fog remake.
That's a fucking good thing. The Fog remake is a fucking
Oh,
abortion.
2005?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets like a 3.5 on IMDb. It's a piece of shit.
4%. 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, they have a song in it
Son,
from Fall Out Boy. Like that's their big song for the movie.
which one
Doesn't
is
that
it,
sound like a
dude?
bad dream?
Hold on. Fallout Boy.
Oh
What song is it, bruh?
my God, I don't know.
It's
I'm
like,
proud to say I don't know.
sugar, we're going down. That's the one you went with?
Bro.
Bruh, that's so 2005. That's the
I
most
know that movie
2005
is
thing you could do.
it's aged so fucking poorly. And considering how much I love the original, it's such a piece of shit.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that, bro.
Yeah.
How is there an unrated edition of it too?
Is there? I don't know. I saw it once and was so mad I swore never to watch it again.
It's funny because on Amazon, one of the reviews for the unrated thing, it says, fail to try to remake this movie, but to start out with the music from Fall Out Boy, really? You ruined not only a remake, but you ruined this film in the first few minutes.
They did. It is terrible CGI. It is none of the fucking atmosphere. It's an absolute fucking abomination. It's a fucking middle finger to
Piece of
what
shit
that
that
original.
ate shit, and pissed on shit.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, it was an insult. It was a middle finger to John Carpenter. It's still one of those remakes that like it feels like it wasn't made, but it was. It's just so crazy. Maggie Grace. Oh yeah, I guess I don't remember that remake at all. To be honest, I remember fucking hating it, and I wiped it from my memory after I saw it. I was just like, all right, I'm good. Like I don't need to watch shitty remakes like this anymore.
My name's Maggie Grace.
Maggie Grace.
I'm from Taken.
I, I haven't watched that. That would be a funny one 15 years later to revisit and like just see how fucking bad it still is. But I don't know. I don't hate myself that much. Like
We could do that, man. Like just watch bad movies.
bad movies, huh? I don't
Bad
know, man. I
movies.
would like to watch some exploitation, grindhouse 70s film with you, like for sure.
I don't know about the fog.
Not the Fog 2005. No, I'm good. Oh, uh, anthropomanic theme. What is the actual worst horror movie you've ever seen? I'll go with Creepshow 3. What's your pick?
Hmm. I don't think I've seen Creepshow 3. Heard
That's
it's
good, man.
amazing. Heard it's really good. Uh, won the Oscar. Um, I always say I hated that movie Cry Wolf. I hate movies that do cop outs where everything turns out to be fake. And that movie was at least decent at the time. Ooh, that gore, man. Uh, at least at the time, it was decent. And then it's all turned out to be fake. All the kills turned out to be fake. I know they do that in April Fool's Day, but that's different because it's April Fool's Day. You know,
For real.
it makes sense. It's not because
It's in the
you
title. I mean,
you
it
did
tells you
they
right
did this
there.
stupid fucking thing in Cry Wolf where it was supposed to be like a criminology, I think, project, and the whole class was in on it to trick one fucking student into believing that there's a serial killer. And he kills the killer, and then everybody comes out and they're like, "It was just a project. It was homework. What are you doing?" And they arrest him. I'm pretty sure. I've only watched that movie one time. I've never been more disappointed in a movie in my entire life because I was hyped for it. I was like, bro, I need to see it. And it was like I hadn't ever seen it before, I guess. Afterwards. It was fucking
I honestly
yeah.
don't even know if I've seen it. I doubt I've seen it because it doesn't ring a bell.
I bet
I
it's from
feel
2005.
was
Hold on.
Bon Jovi in it or something like that?
Oh,
Like
hell no.
who the fuck
Yeah,
was in
look
it?
at that. Look, bruh. It was the Fog remake came out in 2005. My fucking least favorite movie, the movie I hated, came out in 2005. 2005 was a bad year for horror.
Yeah, but what's crazy is it was probably a better year than the last few years we've had here, which is insane.
No, we've had good. Actually, no, I take that back. It was good. There were just some really shitty movies that came out. Like a Skeleton Key came out. The Descent came out in 2005.
I like The Descent a lot.
Now check this out: Emily Rose, The Devil's Rejects, Amityville Horror, Hostel, House of Wax, Wolf Creek, Hide and Seek, Land of the Dead. Uh, hold on, there's more. I think
Saw
Ginger Dead
2.
Man. Ginger Dead Man came out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 2001 Maniacs. That was good. Nigga, two two Hellraiser movies came out in 2005.
Yes, Deader and Hellworld,
How the fuck do you get two of them?
and they're both horrible.
There was a lot of movies that came out that year, man.
I think that wasn't that the first? I believe was that the year High Tension came out in America. Like I know it was made in '03, but I think it came out in the States in '05.
I don't know.
That's probably my favorite horror movie of that year would be Alexander Aja's High Tension. I love that movie.
I haute tension.
You mentioned a lot of
Uh,
movies I like on that though. Like I definitely I don't like Hostel and I don't like some like Wolf Creek, but I like Saw 2. I like uh,
hold on.
Devil's Rejects. I really like
What?
High Tension.
Hold, bruh. You're just saying this shit. You're not serious.
Yeah, I am.
You didn't like rewind what you said. You don't like what?
Didn't like Wolf Creek. Didn't like Hostel.
Nate, get your friend, bruh. How do you not like Hostel?
Hated Hostel. Still
Hated
do.
Hostel. Hated Hostel.
Hated it.
Hated Hostel.
Absolutely hated it. It was
Hated.
3 Eli Roths running around trying to get laid, and then fucking.
Duh. Why not?
It was just horrible. It was a bad take on torture porn. I did not
Torture
didn't like it,
porn. What's
dude.
wrong with torture porn, man? What?
Nate, dude, you don't like Wolf Creek?
He doesn't like Wolf Creek either, or Hostel.
Wolf Creek's a piece of shit.
How is that a piece of shit?
I don't know. I just never dug it. I thought it was just overrated. Like everybody
Like
went crazy about the
I get it.
killer.
I get that. I get Wolf Creek. I can understand Wolf Creek. Hate it. Kind of. You watch part 2. Is all I'll say. Because
No,
part 2 is good. No. Part 2 is what you want to watch. Wolf Creek's kind of boring.
I don't know. Wolf Creek. I didn't
No,
like Wolf
the
Creek at
second one's
all.
really good. Lots of gore. But bruh, Hostel. I just want to touch my face. Like Hostel.
Ty Junebug's with me.
Ty does not count.
But Aiden says it's his favorite Eli Roth film, and it's interesting Quentin Tarantino produced it. So I may be alone here, or well, me and Ty Junebug might be alone, but
Bugs just.
I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it, man.
You like
Not
exploitation.
feeling it, dog.
You like exploitation films.
I do like exploitation films. That's not an exploitation film. That's a fucking torture film. There's no.
How is that not exploitation? It's absolutely
It's not.
exploitation.
It's torture just for the sake of
No,
torture.
there's way more
Exploitation films have fun. Exploitation
torture
films
porn, man.
go for it. That film, there's no.
August Underground is torture porn.
Yeah,
Hostel is exploitation. Absolutely exploitation. It's exploiting the fact that you're traveling and crazy shit. There's an underground business trafficking
they
humans
really,
for
yeah,
murder.
and
It's a murder factory.
they stamp on that a lot more in the second film, like with all those rich people. I think the second one is a lot more exploitation than the first one. Like
And there's more gore in the second one too.
Yeah, and they go into the whole like all these billionaires that like to do
I like
this
the
and
second
shit.
one a lot.
Yeah, the second one they did a lot more with the story like that, but I don't know, just never. It felt like 3 annoying Eli Roths that fucking went on a fucking trip, and
Did you
then
just not like the characters?
didn't like the character. I didn't like the tone. It's so one note.
It's dated. It is dated in terms of like just the way the guys interact with the women for sure. And that's all they're worried about is pussy and drugs and liquor.
I don't. I guess not.
Like,
I guess I didn't like the
because it
character.
is.
Maybe that is the big detractor. And then the second
Characters.
film is the same thing, but it's just women. They're like, oh, we'll change the sex this time, and
That's
that's it.
good. That's good.
What are
Man,
they
I
really
can't believe
doing with
that.
the
You're
characters?
blowing my mind tonight, dog. You're blowing my mind.
Just honest. Just honest. No,
I get
no ill will towards anybody who likes the films at all.
At
I just
least you're
I don't
not
know.
saying you hated part 2, because part 2's really good, and people try to like they'll like the first Hostel, then they'll be like, fuck Hostel 2, bad
I don't really
movie.
like any of them, to be honest. The third one is laughably bad. Third one
That's
is like,
supposed to be bad. It's trash.
yeah, the third one is third one's so fucking bad. And somehow Scott Spiegel directed that, which I'll never fucking understand how that happened, but it did. Yeah, no, I don't know. Just not really wasn't my speed. I can't.
When's the last time you watched it?
Maybe a few years ago, I gave it a relook.
Just
I don't know. Just never. I'm
watch
not
it.
a big Eli Roth guy. Like I don't
Let's
like. I think
let's
The Green
watch it
Inferno is a
tonight.
piece of shit. I think the only movie from him I like somewhat is the first Cabin Fever, just because of its nods to Last House, its setting. I think that movie feels much more like a throwback to what 80s movies were as opposed to Hostel. I don't get any 80s vibes from Hostel. Hostel is just dread, and I guess that's the point. I guess I
It
just didn't.
is.
I don't know. I don't find that entertaining. It really just wasn't.
You didn't like when she was like excuse me, COVID.
I'm killing
Uh,
him.
You are. I'm dying, dude. Uh, you didn't like when he was like, "You fucking bitch," and she was like, "I get a lot of money for you. That make you my bitch." Like, bruh, I got cold sweats now.
Oh my God. Don't
Bruh,
be dramatic.
you didn't like Green Inferno? I was
Oh my God.
alright.
Green Inferno is a piece of fucking shit, man.
But she took a shit, and then
No, no, no.
remember,
Green
remember
Inferno.
when the guy was like, he just started jerking off, and he was like, "We have to stay."
No,
It's
those
so
stupid fucks.
dumb.
Those stupid fucks. They crashed the plane is everybody okay back there? You just crashed a plane. What the
Right?
fuck?
That's
Everybody's dead in the
hilarious.
back. The fucking 50 Spy Kids is there.
I love the scene where the dude was like, they just crashed the plane. The dude gets up and he's like, he runs into the fucking propeller and kills
That
himself.
was some Final Destination bullshit too. Like
Ah, that
that.
was funny. That was
Oh,
funny.
I didn't. I thought the
Shit.
Green Inferno completely missed why cannibal movies work. Like you watch Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, movies like
Yeah, but
that, Mountain of the Cannibal God. Those movies work because they have something to say about society and how these New York City film preps in Cannibal Holocaust are the real cannibals when they enter the Green Inferno
yeah,
itself.
but fuck
The Green Inferno
society.
doesn't have any of that. The Green Inferno is just
Exactly.
gratuity just for the sake of gratuity,
Yeah.
and there's no heart to it. There's no meaning or purpose or anything. It's
So
just
what?
I don't know. It's just to me, it
Cut dicks
betrays why
off,
those old
dude.
movies worked. Why would you write a love letter to those old movies and not talk about the themes that made those old
I
movies
what
work?
did let's find Diodato. Where is Diodato?
I don't know, but I love
Diodato,
him. Ruggiero,
Ruggiero, what's your name, man? Your name's Joe or George John?
George,
Jason?
John,
I knew it was John. I knew it was a
George
J or a
Grande,
G that sounded like a J.
Double G,
Double G. Yeah.
George,
Uh, I knew it was John, man. I knew it was John or Joe. I said George is a joke of the jungle. Dude,
George,
Green Inferno is funny. That's a dude. They won the
George
Oscar.
Grande gives it the thumbs down.
George Grande.
Double G.
Shit.
That's fucking hilarious. What the
uh,
fuck's your name, George?
your name's George, right? I
That's
was about to
great.
Google George. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm Corey. You know me, right? You know my
I
name.
know your name's Corey. Yes, I do.
That's good.
I didn't think your name was George Gore or anything.
Your
That'd
name's
be
Chris,
double
right?
G's too.
That's
Um,
embarrassing.
but
I mean,
but
I wanted
no,
to say your
I
name,
just
so
I
John.
don't know. I didn't like Green Inferno. I just felt it completely missed why those old films work. But I
I get it.
listen, hey man, I know a lot of people like Eli Roth, but my good buddy Uncle Bill from Dead Pit said it best. There's a reason why he's only hosting horror television shows now instead of making them.
Come
I thought
on.
that was fucking classic.
He's doing just fine.
Yeah. I feel like
When's
he's a
this?
guy I should like more because he's a huge fan of the genre. But I don't know, just like a lot of his films, I'm kind of I like Cabin Fever is probably the only one I like. I
Did
think it's a
you
brilliant idea.
did you see the Death Wish remake that he did?
I did.
You didn't
I
like
didn't
that,
like
did
that
you?
either. No, that was exploitation for sure. But
I
no,
liked it, kind of.
I guess because that I really I like Charles Bronson in that role. It wasn't really Eli Roth's fault. I thought Eli Roth was fine. Like I just
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was kind of.
What if it was Nick Nolte? Would you like it more?
Somebody was saying Nick Nolte, uh, fucking Josh Hartnett because he looks just like, right? I think that would be cool. Josh
Bring
Hartnett,
him back. Bring him
bring him
back,
back,
dude. We
bring
want
Laurie
Josh
Some
Hartnett.
back, bring him
Bro.
back with his messed up hair in the faculty and shit. Like he did, he came on the set, his fucking hair is all over the place, and they're just like, all right, fuck it, film it
That'd be
anyway.
it.
I don't know.
Uh, so did you like Knock Knock?
I I
We're
liked
gonna
Ana
get
de Armas. I liked the chick that married Eli Roth. I like Keanu. The movie, not the worst movie he ever made, though. It's not. Like, I know a lot of people consider it like his worst film. I don't even nowhere close to how bad Green Inferno is.
I didn't like it much.
Yeah, I could see. I didn't hate it though. I didn't watch that and go, oh, Eli Roth. Like,
Nah,
what the fuck are you doing? It's definitely not one of the ones I hate that much for sure. I don't know. Just not a big fan of him. Anthropomanic Fiend says, from what I've seen, Eli Roth, he's passionate about the genre, but he's also a bit of an edgelord. Yeah, I like. I respect his passion for it, and I respect
yeah.
that he's one of those guys who has money that still promotes movies like Pieces and still promotes movies like Cannibal Holocaust. Like, I respect him as a fan. I just don't think he's that great of a filmmaker. That's all.
I get what you're saying. I can enjoy them. I don't rank them as like incredibly like great movies, but I do enjoy them. But I do see how he puts what is it, like quantity over quality or something like that. One of those type of things
I
where
think
it's just
I
more
think he
about
lets his
how it
passion
looks.
get in the way of his own films having their own identity.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't watch The Green Inferno and go, "Oh, well, this is I'll remember this movie." No,
No,
you watch that and think Cannibal Holocaust.
I
You watch
remember it
that.
from one scene, and then ironically, due to like a lot of stupid scenes.
Yeah, and that's not the legacy I think you want your film to have. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't know, but hey, man, Hostel movies seem to have a big fan base. The Cabin Fever movies. I mean, they actually remade Cabin Fever, which is mind blowing. I mean, that movie wasn't even 15 years old when they had remade it, and that got like that's fucking crazy to me. Like that, like if that's the case, Hostel will be remade really soon. Like it's weird.
Don't do that. Don't.
No, don't fucking. I agree. Don't do
It's
that.
pointless. It's like pointless. Like nothing.
It
Not a
is.
lot's changed. Like they had cell phones. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like I didn't see the Cabin Fever. I thought that Cabin Fever was like a poorly titled sequel. I didn't realize it was a whole ass thing.
Well,
Remake.
Cabin Fever was his first movie, and I think it's definitely the movie that it stands out the most for being individual.
Yeah,
Like it
I
had its
like.
nods to Last House on the Left and Evil Dead, but it's a movie that it has its own identity, and I think it's good
Yeah,
for what it is.
pancakes.
Pancakes, man,
Yeah.
fucking pancakes. No one will ever
What
forget
would you
them.
do for pancakes?
I don't know. I like the character who steals the Snickers bar, and they're like, "Give me one good reason why you stole this," and he goes, "The nougat." I always thought that was a funny ass line. But
It's
yeah,
a
man,
good
I
one.
don't know. Eli Roth, definitely one of my lower. I like the guy. Like, personally, he seems like a great guy.
He's a great guy, but
He is. I think he's a good guy. I don't hate the guy. I don't like his
he's a
films.
dick, Eli Roth. And your wife's too hot,
His wife is beautiful. Yeah, she's a
too
beautiful woman.
too pretty,
Too sweet.
ridiculous. Like what's with her face? Like that's not the way people should look.
She has
Too
gorgeous
attractive.
eyes too, man.
Such a pretty smile. Her eyebrows are always on point.
Ben
Uh,
Grimm says house with the clocks in its walls is a
she looks
masterpiece.
soft. That's a scary ass movie right there. Have you seen that?
Isn't that the one with fucking Jack Black?
Dude,
It's a horror film? I thought it was like a kid's
watch it,
film.
bro. There's this one scene where I was joking, and it's the worst movie he's ever fucking made. Uh, really worth a watch. Never seen it. Um, actually, let me let me look at who's in it. Kate Blanchett's in it. I
Yeah,
like Kate.
fucking Jack Black.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, and I've never seen it, so
I've not seen it either, so I can't really say.
it's got a 6 out of 10 IMDb, 66% Rotten Tomatoes. So you put that together, it's the
666.
movie of the devil. It's awful.
The mark of the beast known as Eli Roth.
Exactly.
That's
It all
fucking.
makes sense.
It does. It all adds up in the end, man. That's for sure. But
Uh, Eli Roth is making a Borderlands movie.
yeah, I guess so. Interesting. I just rewatched the Borderlands. It was the A Film to Die For. I have that on the DVD. It was okay. Sean Astin was in it. I was like, fucking Rudy's in this. That's fucking crazy.
Let me see it.
Not the greatest in the world, but passable. Um, all right, man. We've been at this for over 2.5 hours. I had a really good time talking with you about all things
Got our
horror.
money's worth, man.
Dude, yeah, we did for sure. And you were a really fun guest to have on here in Rocktober month, where all things are kicking
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. Do you have any more fun plans? I know you're still reviewing the Halloween films on the channel, but any more fun plans going past? I know you did a vote or tally where you may be reviewing another franchise next. I voted Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, everyone just about did. So that was like a catalyst or whatever I would judge or gauge for next year. Next year, I'll probably do Texas Chainsaw Massacre because that's a fun one. Hopefully, we don't get hit with too many problems. I got to be careful with. Excuse me. I know I got to be careful with the original, mainly the dance scene at the end. Can't really touch on it too much, but that and probably Psycho. After that, I think Psycho came in second. Nightmare on Elm Street came in third place, which I don't know why. I just don't want to, but I will if I have to. Yeah, we're just wrapping up the Halloween for this month, and Rob Zombies. Those will come out tomorrow. Next week, yada yada, and in November we'll be doing something called Effed Up November, where I review a bunch of these messed up movies that you guys have been wanting me to review for a while, or stuff that is asked of me a lot. Serbian film will be the first of the month.
So, boy, that's a way to kick off November.
Unrated, and we'll try not to get blocked. So
good luck with that, my good friend. I don't know how easy that's going to be if they're blocking Halloween 3 on you. I don't know about Serbian film.
Serbia, I hope. We'll see. We'll see how
it's not
it goes.
Universal that you have to battle.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody else.
I just got to be careful of what I show, but I also want to show a bunch because people are like touchy about it. Yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, I know Nightmare is a lot of people's favorites. It's just doing these types of things where it's like you review one basically every other day throughout the week. It's draining. So I think especially doing TCM and Psycho would be a nice break if I do Nightmare on Elm Street. Do it last. But yeah, it was good talking to you, John.
Oh, I'm glad you called me George.
Yeah.
That was fucking too funny, man. But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on. It was really fun to talk all things horror with you and just have a nice, friendly horror discussion about anything and everything fucking horror, man. We touched pretty much every fucking
with anybody. So
we talked so much. We covered every base, and man, this was just a pleasure. So thank you so much once again for coming on, man. This was an absolute joy. We'll get a stream together, me, you, and Nate. And we'll talk exploitation films till we fucking turn blue in the face, man. So everybody, thank you for joining us, especially all you newcomers. Gore, thank you again for plugging my channel. He has a lot more subscribers than me. He didn't have to do that, but he's a great guy, man. Corey is the.
It ain't nothing. This is name of the game.
Dude, yeah, for real, man. You're the man. But thank you, everybody, that joined us live. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and the rest of your spooky season. I'll be back next week. Not sure what the topic's going to be, but it'll be the last show before All Hallows Eve. So be sure to tune in. And be sure to tune in to Corey's channel. Awesome Halloween Rob Zombie review coming out tomorrow. So thank you all for joining very much. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you. We'll catch you on the flip side. Too sweet. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.